what is going on, everybody? This is your boy Sikey here. Today, we're streaming some top Survivor rank with my boy Knight. Hi Knight, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I don't know how Knight does his intros, but I'll do my intro instead. Guys, we're going to be not doing rank today. That was a lie. We're instead going to be commentating this finals tournament of GG versus SUG. SUG, man, I'm not going to say what comes after that, but just SUG is their actual name, and GG stands for Gub Gub Knight. I'm excited for this matchup. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for asking me to come here. And yeah, let's see how it goes down. We're just waiting for all the players to get ready in the room now. We're waiting on one person, looks like. Not sure.
Yeah, of course. It's always nice to have you, Sikey, commentating here today, especially in such an exciting finals, which is different from all the matchups because it's a best of 5 instead of a best of 3. So we have a lot of matches here today and a lot of picks that we can expect. Some maybe non-meta picks we may expect from these teams. Who knows? But we'll see that today.
Yeah, 100%. Even if they go meta the first few picks, whatever they pick will then be banned. This is assuming this is going by regular tournament rules, which most tournaments do, correct? Yo7, I believe so. Regular tournament rules.
Yeah, it is. It is.
In that case, whatever they pick will be banned, and so they will be forced to always be picking different hunters, even if they go meta the first few rounds. And we got 5 of these rounds, like you said. So we got a lot of different possibilities here to see. A lot of really good hunters here that we never get to see because there's just 4 OP hunters overshadowing everyone else. In reality, a lot of hunters are a lot better than they used to be, besides just being straight up F or D tier. They're all pretty like well balanced and have their own situations where they're good. If only we could actually see them. This is gonna be the day where you can finally see them.
What hunters are you excited to see today, Sikey?
I would love to see, man, hunters like Spider that are like, they are good and they remind me a lot of Opera Singer, but you just never see her because she's just worse Opera Singer. There's hunters like, man, I don't have the book open in front of me, but there's hunters like NyteOut, where NyteOut used to get seen a lot, and then NyteOut just disappeared because they just dropped the 4 Bane hunters. Stuff like Clerk that I never get to see anymore because she kind of dies to harassment. So like, why would you pick her when there's 4 really good harassment? You see, all these little things. Maybe Hula Blue dies a little bit to harassment, but and then there's a lot of good hunters. It's just really hard to find them. But we're going straight into the band picks here now. We got Priestess and Mercenary being the first 2 bands.
Yeah, and we're playing on Ever Sleeping Town, which is interesting. We usually see this map picked round 1 by most of the teams, and survivors go for a knight and a first officer pick, which is really interesting. We see double rescuers.
We'll wait here because they still gotta actually lock it in. But yeah, that will be interesting. That being said, Knight is pretty good against stuff like Hullabaloo, Opera. Maybe Opera a little bit more of a guessing game, but definitely against stuff like Go Man would be very good. But let's see if they actually go with it. They're gonna go with Fairly instead, which is very good against Shadow. But we'll see about everything else.
They're predicting the Shadow for maybe the hunter does play Shadow. So they're predicting it. Who knows?
Honestly, it's not a terrible pick against something like Opera Singer either. It's just so easy to follow after the what's it called, the invisibility, which is really not all that invisible unless you win a mind game with the Cane, which could work every once in a while. That being said, Hunter could also wait in the middle to see which part of the clouds ends and which one keeps going. So we'll see here. If they get lucky, they could get lucky. This could be an Opera Singer judging from these bands. Although, because like I wouldn't expect a Go Man to ban Mercenary here, but the rest of these could be any of the main 4 hunters in this game, like Shadow, Opera. These are all really good hunter picks. Really nice and even hunter bans.
It could be an Ivy because we see the Magician banned last. We usually see Go Mans or Hullabaloo ban the Magician first, but it could be actually an Ivy. They want to counter the Ivy here. And last pick is Archer. Seems like Archer is now allowed in the finals. Like, we've seen the announcement made in IVL. Are you excited about the Archer, Sikey?
Dude, that's exciting because I've been saying this for a long time. We don't really have any good harasser anymore besides like maybe Batter. And so I'm really happy to see they put in a harasser in the game. Too bad they got nerfed a bunch of times, but now we can finally see him in tournament. Archer's still pretty good, so I'm excited to see. I hope she does some good work today. We'll see though. But
Yeah,
that's,
Archer. A lot of
Go
people
ahead.
underestimate Archer in rank, and I feel like she has a lot of potential, especially in tournaments. And today we're gonna see that. I hope we see really good harassment from the Archer, but right now we're waiting for survivors to lock their personas. It seems like Archer may have. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that's flywheel. Usually, Archers will blink flywheel. What do you think, Psyche?
I mean, most likely. I mean, let's think about what kind of hunters it could be. It could be Goman, it could be Hula Blue, it could be Opera. If I'm being honest, really only Goman is good with flywheel. But the thing is, you can pull off flywheels against Opera Center, especially because she needs to catch up with you, catch up to you with dashes a lot of the time. You could buy that little bit of time with a flywheel, so it could be good. I'm gonna say she probably has flywheel. Oh, but we see Peddler here.
That is insane. So Peddler is also allowed. I didn't see that coming at all.
Peddler, interesting hunter. I'm not really a fan of ever seeing Peddler, just because of the fact that I find that when I play Peddler, it's really hard to get actual stacks of abilities going. It's really weird, but he functions similar to NyteOut, yet NyteOut has such an easier time farming up wind charges. Maybe because the wind charges a lot of time directly help him catch a survivor, but with Peddler, it's really hard to set up like a vine circle to try to trap the survivor because it just gets stuck on the walls a lot of the times, and then you try to make a hole through the wall, and then the survivor easily goes to like the next pal using an item. It gets really difficult and really awkward. If only they like adjusted Peddler a little bit, I would like it a lot more. But right now, there's kind of like an issue with the first ability with the green zone. Always thinking you want to create a wall if there's something in the way. But we'll see here.
I definitely agree with you, but I think Peddler is very underestimated hunter because a lot of people forget about her third ability, which is the one where you absorb a rocket chair or a cipher and you get the speed boost buff and also the buff for your attack, which is really huge. It makes her a really strong hunter if you're not careful, because you can easily get turret shocks on a window if you don't pay attention to that.
Oh yeah, that is true. She is much better at countering stuff like looping, but I feel like her base kit abilities are already built like that, so a lot of survivors will already try to avoid stuff like that. I just, she does have the vine. The vine is really awkward to control. I've seen some good players control the vine well, but I don't know, Knight. We'll see here. I really hope we see something fun here with the metal, because yeah, you're right. The metal is really cool. That's basically Wu Chang. It is less than Wu Chang, but it is still really big.
It is huge, and a lot of people underestimate it because you don't see a lot of hunters use it to the full potential. So once you see a hunter that uses it, it really surprises the survivors and it catches them off guard.
Exactly. But we'll see here. We'll see if we get any fortunate turret shocks. We're going right into the game one. Someone's already on a cyber machine. And we got a vine immediately going on. So you see, she does get an ability here immediately, but now the hunter's essentially starting at one wall here instead of having anything else. So like now, yeah, they're starting to chase really fast, but they don't have any abilities besides this earthquake. We'll see how it works out though. We'll see.
It looks like the Peddler chooses to chase after the Pharaoh Lady in a very strong kind of area, which is Graveyard. I wonder how it goes, and the Pharaoh Lady goes out into invisibility. That is insane. But she's gonna be able to take the tram.
Really fortunate time for the tram there. You can actually have that like on a stopwatch because the tram always comes out at the same time. So she's going to get on tram here. I mean, this is probably her best bet. No abilities at this point besides broken windows. At this point, she's just stalling time, Knight. At this point, she's stalling time. There's going to be a lot of free deco here for just doing nothing, though.
Yes, and the Archer is waiting.
Oh, hold up.
We're seeing some Archer harass.
Did she get it?
No, oh no, she missed. Okay.
Oh no. And it's going to result in another. That's
yes.
Really unfortunate.
They had the plan there, I can see it, but unfortunately she had the blink ready to use after she comes out of the tram, and the Pharaoh Lady was not able to dodge the chip damage.
Yeah, unfortunate there. I mean, if only she got that shot off, this would be a completely different start to the game right now. But let's see if the survivors can recover. We're gonna have the first officer rescuing here. Let's see what he can do. I've seen a lot of Pellers do some stun stalling tricks on the chair, so let's see. Is she the type to rescue? Or swing, I mean? Or is she the type to stall it out? She's the type to swing there. Does not get the turret shock. Pharaoh goes back
Yeah.
into kite. Nice.
Amazing rescue here from the first officer. And looking at the ciphers, they have a lot of progress on the cipher. They're only missing about one full cipher right now. And Fair Lady has been only cheered once, and she's doing an amazing rebound with her invisibility. But now she goes visible to the hunter, and she dodges the hit.
Nice, dude. If only the hunter put that a little slower to slow down her vault speed sooner, she actually would have done the full vault slower there, but she only did the second half slower. Small little thing there. She does end up going down because she can't possibly dodge 2 earthquakes in this kind of area. But will Zeke and Tram do something? Tram? No, Tram doesn't do it.
Usher is still here. Oh no, she's coming back. She's way too far to get the stun here, unfortunately.
I think the Tram has a little bit to do with that because the Tram just literally got in the way, so that wasn't very fun for her. But bro, both Tram and Archer coming for this hunter. Unfortunately, Tram did not help the Archer out in any way. Let's see though. We got last cipher being worked on here, but Archer cipher's not being worked on. Someone will have to take that over. Let's see if she can get this rescue. Is the hunter gonna do the exact same thing? Okay, no, they're not. This time they're using their abilities. Any stuns? No terror shock, but she does get the farm.
That is so unfortunate. But Archer is still here. It's not over, as you said. She can still harass and waste a lot of time. As Archer, she gets the stun. Nice aim from the Archer.
And she's also invisible, because keep in mind, you still gain your invisibility back when you're knocked down nowadays as Fairly, which is a pretty convenient buff. She actually threw off the hunter so hard right there. The hunter didn't notice there were 2 tracks going around there. Did not turn their camera angle. And yeah, I just ran out of breath there. But the hunter does end up finding her.
Wow.
Yeah, but now she's going to become invisible again. Unfortunate for her, it's kind of being wasted.
Yeah, that's a lot of time wasted for the hunter. And we see the survivors working on the last cipher. It's currently 75. Can we see the Fair Lady last for the cipher to be prime?
Dude, what? By the way, Meteor just did all 4 cyber machines in the top left there. Anyway, can we get it? 7% left, just 1 stun. A heal, force heal would be good. That's good too. Oh yeah, I don't know how we did it, but they did it. They did it, Knight. They're so back in this.
Everyone has borrowed time, so they just go for the cipher pop right here, and they're already on the gate. That's insane teamwork from the team.
Let's see if the oh my goodness, and the hunter just got blown away. All right, and I mean that was the one chance the hunter had, but now she's gonna need like a warp here, a teleport. Killing this one person is not gonna equate to much. That's a really unfortunate wall. I don't think she meant to do that. Well, did she? I'm not sure if she meant. I didn't get to catch if she meant to do that. Oh, there's 2 walls now.
There are 2 walls here. I think the hunter is
and that was a beautiful blow right there, preventing them from walking through. And she does go down, but I think it's a little late.
Yeah, the gate is already open on the other side. But she uses the warp. Can she cut? Can she get
make it with a vine? With a vine? No, she doesn't have a vine. Oh, she had 2 vines. Oh, but the pallets were dropped. Doesn't even matter.
That is really well played by the Survivors team. Amazing teamwork from them. And first time seeing the Archer, she played a very important role on the team in this match specifically.
Hey guys, keep in mind there was not a single extra cipher done. Every single bit of progress they had equated to exactly 500%. So they made sure not to do anything. That's in itself a really good accomplishment. We get a lot of moments where people are like, what cipher should I do? Or where should I go next? You know, that's really good. If you can manage to get people working together like that, that's a good sign. Anything extra there, and that person would not have survived there. That Pharaoh Lady, I should say, would not have survived there. What was their name in the end? It was something with a lot of letters. But
I don't remember.
Not catch her anymore. But yeah, that was an insane, like, unfortunate start. Really good thinking with the Tram into a good harassment towards the mid and end game. That was really strong.
Yeah, the Fair Lady turned out to be the best pick here because keep in mind, Sikey, she was on the Tram wasting time and gaining time for her invisibility to come back, so that was really good for the Fair Lady. And after the buff, like if she goes down, she's still, the cooldown for the invisibility still goes down, so you really have a strong survivor after the rescue and very good rebound potential, and we've seen that after the rescue.
You know, that is a good point. I didn't actually consider that she's still gaining back her ability on that tram. So the long cooldown is essentially cut in half there because the hunter just cannot do anything. I'm curious. I don't think the hunter can earthquake off for that tram, like statue can push the survivor out of a tram. But either way, that was a lot of time wasted. You got a good point there. I didn't even realize that. Good pickup there. And yeah, also really good synergy with harassers in general after her buff is that while she's on the ground, if you're dealing with a harasser, she's still gaining that invisibility back. So there are just 4 different times where she just became invisible in a really critical moment. Besides the start is like the most sad part because you're just already running away from the hunter.
Yeah, the hunter was doing amazing. They got a chase very early on the fair lady. Unfortunately, it was a really good and a very strong cutting area graveyard, but the tram was there also, so it was very unlucky for the hunter.
I don't know if unlucky is the right word because that tram always comes at the same time. You're talking about graveyard or are you talking about the fake game?
I'm talking about the tram because timing it is actually hard. Like you need a.
Oh, you mean that graveyard? Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, but the tram later also then screwed up the survivor because it got in the way of the archer. We could have seen some harassment there again, but a little bit sad the tram got in the way. I'm not sure if she would have been in range, but you never know.
I don't think she was in range. She was way too far. Archer's range is not that huge, especially after the nerf. And
the hunter does have to walk, and they didn't nerf the range of the archer. They just nerfed how fast the thing increases, the laceration.
Yeah.
The range. I don't think they did.
No, they didn't. It's just
no, but maybe it was still too far away though.
Yeah, because when you're holding it, you're slower than the normal survivor walking speed, so it really hurts you at the end.
I see. Yeah, 10% slower. All right, guys, we are going into the next matchup here. That was really fun to watch. Archer, like I said, always good to see new harassment come into the game, especially because they keep nerfing it. So at this point, it's like, okay, well, I'm just waiting for the next one to come out at this point, kind of like a decoder right now. But yeah, that was an exciting game. Let's see if the next team can match that. We have a 3 escape from the survivor side. So can these survivors get a 3-man escape to tie it up, or maybe in a 4-man? We got Gravekeeper Novelist here, first 2 picks, both very solid survivors by the way. Very strong, very hard to deal with.
Very interested. I noticed that both teams decided to pick their rescuer first. So I'm very excited to see, is that a strategy for best of 5 rounds maybe? Because I feel like, in my opinion as a coach, it's better to keep the rescuers for later, because rescuers is a really important role in this game. What do you think, Sikey?
That is a good point. The first 3 survivor picks you are banned without the hunter's intervention in future rounds. And keep in mind, that first officer last game and the Gravekeeper this game, assuming this game keeps on going because it is paused right now, are going to be perma-banned for the rest of these 5 rounds. I do think that's a good point. Now, I would probably hold on to the rescuers in my experience, just especially when you got 5 rounds, because there's not a whole lot of rescuers in the game, but you got a lot of them early on, and Hunter cannot possibly ban them all. So you may as well leave them for the last pick. But I mean, if they're really worried about something really specific, like, I don't know, wheel, then something like picking exactly Gravekeeper right now could be very valuable, especially on a map like Everslipping where wheel is insanely good. Truthfully, I don't know what this hunter could pick, but that is one exact situation I could think of. But it's probably like the only situation I can think of where you'd want to pick Gravekeeper early on.
I think some teams decide to pick the rescuer first and not worry about them in later rounds, because rescuers are really strong characters in this game and they're really good against the meta. Like, they're characters like First Officer and Gravekeeper, really good against Hullabaloo and Goman early rounds. So you want to guarantee the tie for early rounds, and then for later rounds you can pick survivors like Patient, for example, or they're really good and solid survivors who can guarantee getting the rescue.
Could work. That could work, but then again, you got multiple rescuers who could counter the hunter. That's why I'm saying, like, maybe not pick it first, because you could save it for your last pick. There's no way the hunter can ban First Officer, Wildling, and Gravekeeper, which are all 3 amazing stars against the meta. That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. But there is also a reason in... Oh, the hunter must have missed a ban right there. Did not select the ban in the middle. We're going to see Magician. Magician, great survivor. Love Magician.
What do you think of this team comp? It's like we see a Gravekeeper, Novelist, Mechanic, and Magician.
This is actually like the standard counter the top 4 hunters team comp. Besides Opera Singer, which mechanic struggles with, but then in that case you could say Novelist struggles a little bit more with Shadow and the rest of the team comp. All 4 of these survivors are going to do a little bit of something at countering the meta right now, where this means Go Man, Hula Baloo, Shadow, and Opera Singer. These are the best 4 hunters in the game by far. There's literally like a tier gap between how good they are. If there was an SSS tier, these are the hunters above the S tier hunters. They're just that good. But all these 4 survivors do a good job against countering those 4 hunters, whether that be Novelist with his pallet stuns against Goman and Hula Baloo, whether that be Magician removing the ghost with Shadow, whether that be Mechanic where Hula Baloo and Goman have a hard time killing the robot without expending quite a bit of resources on it. And Gravekeeper is just a really good rescuer. He's also probably the best one out of the rescuers to throw away. Because keep in mind, whatever they pick first 3 survivors, whatever first 3 stars they pick will be thrown away, will be banned without the hunter's intervention, and they also get 4 extra hunter bans in the future rounds, as with every round. But all these survivor bans keep adding up in the meantime. I still think it's really good. Go ahead.
Keep going, Sikey.
No, that's it. I said all I said.
Okay, we see the hunter picking Upper Singer here. I was gonna point out that this survivor team comp is really good against the meta, as you said, and they're really OP survivors. But is it gonna be enough for this team comp to get more than a tie against Upper Singer or the meta hunters? What do you think, Sikey?
I'm gonna be honest. If she finds the mechanic first, the mechanic has to pull off some insane Perska style body blocks. Otherwise, this is probably not going to be very easy, especially with no harassment on this team. They're relying on that good first kite, which I can say that for Novelist, for Magician, for Gravekeeper. It's going to take some outplaying, but they definitely have it in them. But Mechanic, if Mechanic gets spotted here, if Mechanic gets caught, and especially if Mechanic drops her bot and does not save it for the kite, and that is a really unfortunate spawn for the Mechanic, unfortunately. She's almost for sure going to get chased here, and she's not going to have necessarily an easy way to reach Graveyard. She can walk there, but it's going to take a lot of time. By the time she reaches it, Hunter's going to be right behind her. So we'll have to see here. I would say the best route is going to need to save. The best route is going to be to save that bot for the body block. If you surrender yourself and drop that bot, I don't think there's any way, unless she gets 5 pal stuns here in this area, that she's going to be able to 3 Cypher Kite here. She needs to hold on to that robot. Otherwise, it's just going to be a tie. Unless they're okay with the tie. And in the end of the day, this is going to go out to at least 3 rounds, assuming a team wins in 3 rounds. That's not even a guarantee. It's most likely going to go to 5 rounds. So they could just go for a tie here and be down 1 point. Like, at the end of the day, it's just 1 point, and they got rid of Opera. So we'll see.
I think the Mechanic is really able to do a good kite here, especially if she makes it to Graveyard, just because it's Eva's Sleeping Town and there's a lot of gap, which is the tracks for Tram, because you don't have any shadows for the Opera Singer to dash to, so she has a good chance here at kiting. And with the body blocks, as you mentioned, that's maybe a Cypher kite, but we'll have to see right now as the game starts.
We'll see. It's just one area of the map, sadly, and you cannot rely on open space as Survivor. So we'll see. It'll be a good start, though. It'll be a good start, but the rest is like, she doesn't even have broken windows, so how's she going to cross that big gap from Graveyard to the middle of the map? Hard to say, but we'll see her. She is going straight with the Mechanic, going right into the second half of round 1. We'll see how things go here, but unfortunate for the Opera. Oh, no, my goodness. That would have been a bad start.
And immediate Tram stun? That's insane.
But he's going to go after the Mechanic. She is going to drop the bot here. The bot did not hide their tracks. They're going to opt to not go for the bot here. Okay. So we'll see how
I think the Hunter missed the bot. They didn't see the bot, I believe.
No, but they saw the tracks there. Maybe they thought it was a different Survivor and did not get the good pal stun. Got a hit off, unfortunately. It's going to be a little bit.
But Tram is still there. Maybe she can jump on the Tram again and waste a lot of time like the previous survivors did.
I think she's more worried about dying on someone's Cypher machine, but that is not the right pal in that situation, unfortunately, with the Shadow being right there. And she is going to go down at around 62 is the highest, but the average is around 45-ish, 48%-ish. And it's going to be basement. You know what? This is actually not that bad. Because at the end of the day, they really don't have to rescue now. And especially because bot is up on the field, decoding the Cypher machine. That being said, bot's probably going to go down here. if she keeps decoding. But we'll see here. She is hiding it right now. Does the Opera Singer even see it? I think the Opera Singer did see Trackster earlier. I could have sworn I saw it. But we'll see what she does here. She's just camping normally, letting the ciphers go down. I'll tell you one night. She's afraid to leave. I'm sorry. Go ahead. There you go. She does kill the bot. So that's where I was about to say something, but now she killed the bot.
I was gonna mention that she needs to move the bot away. Maybe should move it to corner house away from the hunter and keep decoding safely there, and maybe send one of the survivors to feed Tyrannis so the hunter is forced to stay in camp. But as we saw there,
or do this: have the bot be the tinnitus baiter. So that a person whose life is more valuable is not being risked. That's what I was thinking. And then the bot went down, so much for that. But yeah, that is another strat. It's just like the bot has negative 6% decode. So everyone else here on the team besides Grave has better decode than that. Let's see here. She is going to kill the mechanic here. That was the benefit of killing mechanic, because the mechanic was giving tinnitus. She has 3 ciphers shaking, but it's tinnitus. So she doesn't know who is decoding that and who is rescuing. Well, really, it was just bot. But let's see how she does in this second chase here. Not a bad start, but the ciphers are already being worked on.
Yeah, it seems like going for the cell here was the right choice, because they managed to finish 3 ciphers, but the Opera Singer already has a target to chase, which is the Magician. She already got a first hit on him, and unfortunately drops the ballot on himself.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. She just went around at the right time, right as he thought she would commit. That was just not the right time. I gotta speak. And the hunter is going to opt to immediately pressure the cipher machines, and she's going after the rescuer. I think this is a good decision in this situation, just because of the fact that now they only have 0 ciphers being worked on. Only 0, guys. I don't know why I said only, but Gravekeeper is gonna take this guy here. He needs to stall for the next shovel here, though really he has it already. He's just gonna decide to take a hit here first, get a boost to the window. This could be the rebound they needed, honestly. This is the scary part of switching targets, is that he does have this really good area here, and she doesn't know who she's going to chase. And obviously, Gravekeeper are both really good targets to take the chase here. And
Tram is waiting for the Gravekeeper.
Oh,
that is
goodness.
Insane.
That is really... I
utilized.
don't know if I can say that's unlucky, but that is probably unlucky, because who's keeping track on where the tram is besides the survivors? I don't think the hunter is. And so that is really unfortunate. She's going to be able to kill him, but there's going to be a lot of wasted time at this point.
And that is really good, because he dies on an already decoded cipher, and he dies further away from the basement, so it should be an easy rescue for the survivors, and they have the time of their life decoding there on the other side safely, because the teleport is still on cooldown, so some cipher machine should be primed by the time the cooldown is off the teleport is off cooldown.
Dude, the irony in the way that she teleports to the opposite corner of the map and she somehow ends up chairing on the exact same chair. Novelist, with a really good book, they're just going to ensure that he's going to safely get this recipe off. That's the most important thing with a 98% cipher. Get that 1% in, 99, but no, he doesn't know that. The Gravekeeper is going to take the K here, going to go down. He does have borrowed time, so that's not an issue. This is not going to be an easy area to chase in. Did she just get... She just messed up her dash there right there. She's on cooldown. 2 seconds. 1 second. Every second is counting right now. She really needs him dead to be able to stop that gate. Okay.
But can the Novice open the gate? It's so close. It's 90% right now. She goes for the pickup, so Novice is going to be able to open the gate. But can the Magician make it?
What a bold move, opening that, staying on that gate. I guess he has the book, so he's not worried about a teleport, but I'm surprised he didn't even teleport there. Try to at least force some resources out. Maybe get it down there since Gravekeeper is so close. Wait a minute. Oh, no. It's not over.
She can jump back. She can jump back.
Oh, hold up.
We forgot.
She could win this still, but she needs to find him. She doesn't know where he is right now. Oh, no. Can she find him in time? I don't know. No,
He's going for
I don't
dungeon.
know.
Does she know where dungeon is?
I'm not sure if she does, but at this point it doesn't really matter. She could try to check both closest spots and it won't be there. Chara already knows where it is. It looks like she does know where it is, but it's going to be too late. She knows what Survivor is, at least. And yeah, that's going to be a tie. That was really close. If only she had spotted that Magician. A win for the Hunter. Very dominating. But keep in mind, guys, the Hunter side is the team that just got 3 points to them scored. So the Hunter's tying in this situation is perfectly fine. In the survivors now, their survivor team, hard to say whose team is which because they don't have any letters in them. But the survivor team that we just saw right now is now down 1 So we'll see how this goes into round 2. But man, which side is which side? Can we get like a roster check?
Okay, I know who is who, but it's a little confusing for me because they have different names in the game than on Discord. So I have to check again. But
Yeah,
if I
give us 1 second, because I'd love to call these teams by their actual team name, just to give them the credit they deserve. Let's see here. But yeah, that was a really good like early game for the Opera Singer. The teleport in hindsight, now that we see, but again, it's like kind of a hindsight thing. Considering it was a gravekeeper at what's it called, at freaking graveyard, it would be a pretty easy shovel to go straight at the window and keep reusing that window. That is one of the things that Opera Singer just simply cannot play around, that graveyard window, and that would equate to a pretty decently long kite. As opposed to if she didn't teleport there, that cipher would get done at corner house or graveyard, depending on who they have to rescue. But the other one is not being worked on. She's gonna get damage in. She'll get the person off of chair immediately back on another chair, but then that other cipher that they didn't yet pop would then pop, and then they have a prime because they have 2 people healthy to rescue. So really, I don't know if it even mattered camping there. Her best bet was probably just teleporting there. I wonder if maybe teleporting to corner house would have been a better bet, because graveyard is just such a strong area, and that being said, she doesn't know which star was on which cipher unless she was like really tracking like which started shaking in what order, I guess. Being like, middle was shaking, so now Gravekeeper might go that direction, you know?
It was very unfortunate for the hunter teleporting to the strongest survivor, the Gravekeeper, because he has 2 shovels and he was able to do a really good rebound, which is what the survivors needed. And on top of that, he died far away from all the ciphers, which bought a lot of time for the cipher to be prime and for them to be able to get the tie. And it was very close to be a win for the survivors, but it's Opera Singer that we're dealing with, and she leaves her shadows back where she teleported, or where she was. So she was able, after teleporting to that gate, she was able to jump back and stop the rescue and prevent that win from happening for the survivors.
Exactly, guys. Very balanced, fair and balanced hunter ability. As if going 45% faster speed the entire game was not balanced. We're also giving her the ability to teleport back. So I hope that is going to strengthen this hunter and give her the place where she needs to be in the meta, because we just have so many other strong hunters. Keep in mind, Opera was the first one out of the series of broken hunters they released. We got to have like a series. Now, the series, like, series, Broken Hunters. Like some monster truck intro, like, Opera Singer. Have you thought that Nightwatch's speed was fair and balanced? Well, get ready, because Opera Singer is coming into the table, bringing in 50% faster speed for 2 seconds. This was the original Opera Singer. That's how fast she went in for how long. That was insane times. Leaving Shadow Remnants for 11 seconds at 0 presence. A beast to be reckoned with. Like, it was basically just Spider, but before Spider, as if Spider had infinite web. This is basically that. That was basically OG Opera Singer, especially at full presence. Do you remember the full presence jump? How it went actually faster than a 0 presence jump? I could not believe that. I didn't even know that was a thing until they nerfed it. It's ridiculous.
It is. Yeah. And speaking of OP hunters, Sikey, I want to ask you this. What do you think of the new hunter that's coming out to the game? Do you think he's going to also OP as Opera Singer and Go Man?
Qist? I'm so sorry, man. I just don't look at hunter gameplay before it actually comes out on the server. Someone did send me a DM, like directly a video, and that's like the one time I'm like, all right, well, you made it convenient for me, so I may as well check. The clip was just Qist sucking survivors and harassers specifically, into his Pokeball while they're getting picked up. It's just insane. Now, obviously, this is out of context. That's how all hunters are when they release. They're completely out of context. There's no idea of how big the range is, the cooldown, how many other abilities does he have to combine with the Pokeball ability that sucks in stars, and why would it be good? I guess near pallets it would be pretty OP, just suck them right in. But again, out of context, I don't know if it works behind walls, and so like, I'm always skeptical when a new hunter drops, because everyone's like, oh, it's so broken, it's so busted, when really they're just showing the good parts of the hunter, and who knows how many bad parts there are. I mean, we don't talk about Percy around these parts anymore. Has anyone noticed that? Has anyone noticed that
Yeah.
when Percy dropped, we suddenly stopped talking about him? Again, Percy's a great example of why I do not overreact about Hunters, at least not anymore. I thought he was going to be S tier. Even I was on the OP Percy train back then. He sucked. I mean, to be fair, it was a really good looking kit. And then there's like a bunch of missed like holes in his kit. Just like you can hide under the jump when he jumps over you. I mean, seriously? Anyway, I'm excited. He looks really fun though. That much I know. And I love the ability. I love the fact his ability is like a cube poking stick thing. Like a, I forgot, a billiard stick? Billiard something.
And he turns into a pinball.
He turns into a pinball? Okay, well, we really needed a second wheel in this game because Percy was such a flop, they dropped wheel after him and said, yeah, difference is this guy can chair. And Percy's such a flop, and they drop wheel, which is everything Percy does but better. And by the way, keep in mind, wheel does legit slug survivors. That is a legit strategy. That is a good time to do sometimes.
I think that QS is, I don't know if he's going to be broken, but from what I've seen, I think he's going to be tourney viable. So he may be a really good pick in these tournaments after he's released to the game. And we move to the round 2 now. We see we moved to round 2 on Arms Factory. And just to make sure, I think this is SUG's Hunter versus GG Survivors. And SUG's Hunter goes for normal bans here. He bans Priestess and Seer.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff here. Gravekeeper, Novelist, and Mechanic are banned in the top left. Not sure if you guys clicked that on the stream, but yeah, that's what's banned, and as well as Opera Singer, because that's what just got picked. Survivors do get their own Hunter ban though, so effectively 2 Hunters are banned in round 2, as opposed to 0 in round 1. So there is a lot more Survivors can do here in terms of banning a certain character that they don't have to play around anymore. Like let's say Shadow. If you're really worried about Shadow, you could get rid of Shadow and go heavy into Hula Baloo Go Man counters. That being said, they don't really combine that well together because Go Man has different counters from Hula, but they did not get their Hunter ban, and they didn't pick their Survivors either. They might restart here. Yeah, this could be a restart. Maybe someone had a disconnect, or maybe they just Mr. Q, and we're very forgiving people here in this tournament. It could also be the case. Call of Abyss? No, you're going in with Dr. Lucky Guy, no Hunter.
I mean, Lucky Guy is now very tourney viable. We see him played a lot of times in IVL.
Yeah, he's actually not that bad. It's just really scary getting chased as Lucky Guy first because you only have one item. But if you can get the ball rolling and not get chased first, there are a lot of cool synergies you can do with the items. Very, very fun to do. It's a very fun character to play. It's just very difficult because who in this server, like in China, okay, yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They probably have played all the Survivors that Lucky Guy can pull items for. But knowing how to use every item in every exact situation, usually I just see Lucky Guys pull flares and I'm like, that's not the way against most Hunters. It has to be like, even something like Opera Singer, I'd rather still have like a flare, not a flare gun, like an elbow pad football, something that is like, gives you more distance in the long run, or they're just like a short stun that can get countered by addiction, can get countered by rage. That's besides the point. Lucky Guy is actually having good combos, though. He's just really awkward with cutting with one ability. All right, and we're gone.
Let's do the restart.
And we're out the match. All right, so in 1 minute here, I'm sure we can easily get everyone back in the match here, since they already are. They already were in the room, so it should be no problem. Get everyone back in here. So we'll see. We'll see, who knows. Maybe some of this is going to, so it's not going to be as fast as I think.
Yeah, but Sikey, let me ask you this. So, round 1, we saw Ever Sleeping Town, really standard map for round 1s, but we see a Arms Factory round 2 picked. Which Hunters do you think can be really viable on this map?
I mean, there's always Dream Witch. Shadow, in a way, could also work. She works very similar to Dream Witch in the fact that she just needs to be close enough to easily leech survivors, and that could be another option. Go Man, I really hate going against on Arms Factory because that middle cipher, if you guys are ever going against Go Man, you code that middle cipher, you really never know when he could show up with a cage right next to you. You never really know. You'll get a heartbeat, and as soon as you get a tiny heartbeat, that is already in range to trap you in a cage because the heartbeat is 32. It's 32. The heartbeat is 32 meters, and the cage range is 30. So that's just 2 steps essentially for a survivor and 1 step for a hunter. More like 1.5 step for a survivor. They're already getting to cage you. Goman could be very strong here. Shadow is really strong here. It's a very small map, so honestly, any mobile hunter has a pretty easy time going around the map, just stopping Cypher machines or trying to pressure survivors. I don't know. It's a very scary map. There used to be this was a very survivor-sided map. And nowadays, with the main 4 hunters and their mobility options, and the fact that I think now 2 major areas, Factory years ago and now Front Gate, were massively nerfed, it's really not as strong of a map anymore, at least not on one side of the map anymore. There's still Deep Sam, which is pretty good, and Shack as well. But I don't know. I would say it's very scary nowadays playing a survivor on Arms Factory. It's still a good map, though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and keep in mind, it's even scarier when you know that Hullabaloo and Goman were not picked round 1, so they're still on the table. If you ban Goman, you still need to watch out for the Hullabaloo, who's really strong on this map because it's not a big map. Hullabaloo suffers from
map size.
Map size? Yeah, from map pressure, because his map pressure is not that good. He doesn't have a really good mobility. He has his jump, yeah, but his jump it's only 2 jumps. You can use them for transitioning or for chase, so you have to keep that in mind. Arms Factory is really small map, so good for Hullabaloo, good for Goman, as you mentioned, and also good for Ivy. And the hunter that we don't speak a lot about or see in 20s, which is Dreamwitch. Dreamwitch is really scary hunter on this map.
Yeah, especially because for starters, it's easy to leech with all the survivors close together. Besides that, like Deep Sandbag Cypher, which again, usually we don't talk about. It used to be that Cypher was by the yellow crate. Like the 2 crates near each other, the yellow and I think the other one is blue, or maybe they're both yellow. It used to be there was a Cypher there, so it was even better for Dreamwitch, but that's even further back. Dreamwitch is still pretty good, especially with all the walls. It's hard to see where the leeches are. Very scary approaching a middle Cypher, be like, is there a leech here? I gotta check the corner. You gotta be like, is it there? It's always so scary. And we're gonna see a ban this time.
Yes, Ivy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to backhand that, but we do see a ban. It's gonna be the shadow ban. Prisoner. Okay. We're going a little bit of the low tier school mode. I say that because you never see Prisoner in high tier, but there are situations where Prisoner is good. It's just really hard to find the situations. But you know what? Maybe they just really want someone to get chased, and maybe this guy will have like an all SUI build, and maybe they're like really thinking outside the box. Like, haha, we're gonna trap him in and we're gonna make him chase him. I don't know. Hard to say honestly what their plan is with Prisoner. Prisoner you don't really see, so it's anyone's guess really what he could do.
Yeah, and as you said, he may be having SUI build and be first guide, but if he's not first guide, you have to keep in mind that it's Arms Factory, as we said. It's a really small map, so his connection loss is not going to be huge. He can connect so many ciphers together and decode them and boost them, so it's going to be really
2 ciphers. Yeah, 2 ciphers. Yeah, there's not gonna be a connection loss as much. Still gonna be at least -5, always at minimum. But that is a good reason. Now, by itself, I don't think it's amazing to connect ciphers. But here we go. We have 2. I would call them mid decoders, if I'm being honest. Like decoders that have mid decode for their risk, with such high risk they have. But combined together, it could mean that now the hunter cannot chase both of them, and they're at least going to be providing some decode value without being terrible kiters to begin with. Like we saw with like Mechanics' slower vault speed and the fact she has no item, these survivors do have something to work with at the bare minimum. We'll see here.
Yeah, but Sikey, keep in mind, we've seen the Fair Lady round 1, and she was really good. They were able to get a win against the Peddler on round 1 just because of the Fair Lady and her infinite invisibility, or like she never runs out of invisibility. It's on cooldown, yeah, but it's not an item that she can run out of, similar to Perfumer or Magician. She always keeps it in her pocket.
Not get ahead of ourselves there, because that game they had a harasser. This game they do not have a harasser unless you count coordinator. And you don't get it back on chair. And by the way, violinist pick, we're just gonna skip over that. Violinist. This is widely regarded on many tier lists as the worst hunter in the game, unfortunately, which I necessarily agree with. This is not the worst hunter in the game, to me at least, but I will not lie. Violence has fallen from grace from when he once was. Could you believe that this guy used to be an A-tier character a long time ago? He was very popular back then. I miss Violinist. And then they even nerfed Peepers because of him, just because of one hunter. It's insane.
Yeah.
Although they really needed to nerf it with looking at Go Men, so it was fine in the end. But
yeah, we see the violinist spawn in the factory area close to the Pharaoh Lady. I don't know if Pharaoh Lady is going to be a good chase for the violinist because she's invisible. It's going to be so hard to land your notes on the Pharaoh Lady while she's invisible. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe the hunter will decide to chase after someone else, if maybe the coordinator if he brought excitement. What do you think, Sikey?
Oh yeah, it could be an option. Yeah, it could be very annoying trying to hit an invisible Pharaoh Lady. You could just wait it out. You know, it's only 18 seconds. It's not an insanely long ability. That being said, she could just have it back the next kite. So that is something to think about. Excitement would be pretty good for coordinator here. It's essentially like Blink at 100-second Blink with a sooner cooldown than the other traits. I don't know, man. There's not enough good value for excitement here. We'll see what his trait is. If his trait is excitement, it is a good option, but like, even then, how does he know he's going to spawn by coordinator necessarily? I'm a little bit skeptical of the excitement, but yeah, he could go for her. We'll see here. But yeah, guys, going into round 2. I believe which survivor side? Who's the survivor side this time?
Okay, it's
while we're loading.
It's GG's survivor versus SUG's hunter.
SUG's hunter, gotcha. But there we go, guys. I believe SUG is ahead here by 1 point. They were the ones who just played Opera Singer in the last round. Not the same player, I don't think. I don't think this is the same hunter. But they are already up ahead by 1 point. So let's see here, going into round 2. First half, indeed, going after the Pharaoh Lady. We'll see how this goes out for her. She's going to immediately get 10% on that cyber, so good for her at least. That's Pharaoh Lady in action there for you. Coordinator already got 10%.
Yeah, Sikey, let me point that out to you. I think the hunter actually brought excitement. Look at the bottom left right there.
Oh, she did. That's interesting. He did bring excitement. I mean, if he's really confident in this chase. Oh, he just touched her. He just touched her. That was exposed that she was near him. And does get a clean no hit. Wow, that is a really good start. That is the power of violinist there in a situation like that, guys. Holy moly. Good stuff from the hunter Ponyo right there. Very good start for him or her or they, you know. Let's just stop using pronouns in general, right, guys?
We can use the hunter's pronoun, so we can.
We'll call him he because he's violinist.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really cool one to watch.
Yeah, that's the first officer is really strong, but we see a hit.
Violence is actually so good against first officer. Go ahead, go ahead. Oh my god.
No, please keep going.
Bro, then not gonna lie there, that is so annoying for first officer to deal with because he could just keep swinging. Oh my goodness, and he got the hit barely though. He barely got the hit. Fast power breaking. Noted, survivors take note. I can see it immediately but by the way they break the power. Is she gonna lose him? He's not gonna lose it, right? Come on. The invisibility is gonna expose her, right? That's how it always ends up. No. Okay, he does. Oh, but she got it back in time. How fortunate. Oh my goodness, she goes down anyway because this insane hit speed on violinist still hits anyway. Man, I feel bad for her. Oh my goodness.
It is so unlucky because I saw the hunter lost the Pharaoh Lady for a second there, but unfortunately he was still able to find her, which is good for the hunter, of course. He got her very early down.
For her, though. Goodness.
Good for the hunter.
Go ahead.
Down, got a double down on the rescuer, and now he has excitement for that gun. Can we see a tough rescue on this side from the hunter?
I mean, oh my goodness, he actually got full presence up before the shot, and he knocks her down. Guys, this is looking like at least a 3-man, if not a 4-man, because of, I'm assuming final deduction is on, or maybe not, because it is just newly released. We'll see later this game. No. It's not on. Okay, so it is going to be a challenge finding this fourth survivor. Thank goodness it's actually a challenge. Right, guys? Okay, I'm gonna stop myself.
We had to turn on at the start of the tourney, but yeah, there was no challenge as you mentioned, so we decided to turn it off for the rest of the matchups.
I'm curious what they're gonna do with that in Call of Abyss, but back to the match here. Can the person get it? Okay, a little bit of a missed note there, but still gonna knock him down either way, so does it really matter? Not really. He spends a couple extra seconds knocking her down in recovery, and who cares? There's 3 ciphers remaining. He'll be able... No, he doesn't pop the cipher even. I guess he doesn't want to reveal his location, but...
Yeah, I guess
It's gonna be
makes sense.
tough. Yeah,
It
doesn't
is
make
gonna be
sense
tough,
to-
really tough for the survivors right now. We see the first officer feeding to Nidus, and can the violinist spot the first officer from far? I think he's not gonna be able to do that. Prisoner picks
Gets
himself
himself
up.
up. Goes down again, unfortunately. He got sniped. That's a little bit unlucky. I mean, the hunter just being like, "Yo, let's go for it. May as well." And he did end up hitting someone. Alright,
Yeah,
but this is
Prisoner,
looking like a really dominant win here for Hunter. Go ahead.
Prisoner just uses self-heal, exit pass, and now he has no self-heal anymore. Yeah, he may have, he may be able to get the rescue for the coordinator, but unfortunately he has no more self-heal. So the prisoner is gonna stay on the ground for so long.
Peeper time. Trying to sniff out the survivor. Should have picked Glisten, right, guys? Kokim. What are they gonna do to Glisten, man? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna
Now
buff
this is
it?
so
Are they gonna let
peak.
it die?
They need to nerf this for sure.
Peeper in front of the locker, guys. Big brain. You never know. That's not why I put a peeper there, but yeah,
Right,
this
first
is
officer,
very good
really
start.
smart move here. He's staying close to feed to Nidus, but also very on the edge of this area, so it's not close to the peeper range. So he has Tinnitus here. He cannot leave this area, but it's also good for the first officer because it's not close to the peeper. What do you think, Sikey? Do you think he can find him here soon?
I mean, I gotta agree with you. This is very smart, but he's showing his tracks right now. You asked, right, as he's showing his tracks. The violence did not run into him, though. Unfortunate for the hunter. Peeper in the corner? That's a low value peeper. It doesn't really cover that much, since the edge of the wall is right there. Man, he needs to just hide his tracks. I was gonna say, Knight, that this is honestly this is honestly a strat to getting one-man escape here. If he can hide and give tinnitus, the hunter's scared he's gonna pick up the prisoner, and so the survivor could potentially stay alive the whole bleed out time. Like, it's possible. Man, this is such an annoying accessory, bro. Get that cloud out of the way. Man, I might have to try to get this accessory now. This is really annoying. But yeah, guys. If he kept hiding there, oh wow, really nice dodge there. Oh man, Hunter's still gonna hit right there. That was really close. Gonna mind in here. Still not gonna get it. It's just a matter of time though.
It's like you keep in mind, prisoner was able to crawl away, so I think the hunter lost the prisoner. Maybe they will try, and okay, I think it's over. He's gonna cap the dungeon here.
He's just gonna not even pick up for. I mean, even if he picks up, he could just sit on top of dungeon prisoner. Whether or not he crawls back will bleed out. Oh, this first officer's running empathy. Interesting. But yeah, this violence, he could just choose to chair someone, not chair someone. Either way, prisoner's gonna bleed out in time here. But yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, he could also sit on dungeon. I was gonna say that if the first officer hides here, because a lot of people, when they hide in a corner far from the survivor, but then that makes it very easy for the hunter to pinpoint where you are without worrying about the survivor healing up. What the first officer did there, giving tinnitus next to the prisoner, if the prisoner just didn't crawl away like you said, because he ended up actually losing the prisoner there. For a moment there, although I think he saw prisoner near dungeon and then just decided to leave prisoner behind because he saw first officer. But anyway. Yeah, prisoner's gonna bleed out here in time. It takes, I believe, 3 minutes and 45 seconds to bleed out. I did a test on this a long time. But yeah, if he just kept hiding there, and the prisoner stayed still, the violence could have maybe never found him, and the prisoner could have bled out while the hunter's scared that the prisoner's gonna get picked up. And then you could use pocket watch, get that tie turner going in the pocket watch, and that could have been a potential one dungeon escape there. There was potentiality there to escape there, but that being said, unfortunately, we did not see it. He just ended up getting seen while running around, sadly.
Yeah,
really
that was
dominant
the moment
start.
that established the 4K for the hunter. Like, since he was able to see the tracks of the first officer needed to hide his tracks, as you said, Sikey, earlier. But unfortunately, at that time, I think he was first officer saw that he already got found, so he wanted to focus on cutting there. And he did an amazing cut after getting found. He wasted a lot of time, but he died on dungeon, so prisoner had to crawl away, and that dungeon potential was gone now at that point.
Not much to do at that point once he got found, but still, that being said, let's not discredit the Hunter there, because man, the Hunter did a really good start there. I will say, it's very annoying trying to hit those violin notes. Anyone who's played violins, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's like a delay on those notes when you throw them, unless you throw it at your feet. So anything in front of you, even a little bit, has a slight delay. Thankfully for the violinist, you got lucky there. Predicting where the survivor would go, predicted correctly, ended up hitting the fair lady there into a double hit. Man, that was just such a game-defining start, excuse me. But yeah, very good start for him, followed by the excitement there in his back pocket. Just basically meant that now the fact that he had no trade on the kite is meaningless because he didn't need it. This is anything. This, if anything, excitement is better at that point because you just had such a good chase. You don't need anything on the chase at that point. You'd rather have excitement for the coordinator, and that's exactly what happened. Speaking of which, that 1,000 presence on the first officer. Jesus, good luck, man, trying to avoid that swing because you can just keep swinging with no recovery. That was insanely annoying. As a first officer player myself to watch, so I'm really saddened by that. But very good for violence. You never remember about it, but violence does exist, and that was in that situation. Very good, especially against first officer.
That violinist was on the right pass for a 4K after getting a double down because he had his full presence after first rescue. Keep that in mind. If it wasn't for the full presence, I think that the coordinator would have gotten hit by the full presence node because that's what hit her. And then Hunter just used excitement and was able to hit her with the normal hit and stop the rescue. That was really good for violinist. Really sad to see for the survivors. So right now we're gonna see I think that's SUG Survivors versus GG Hunter, and let us know what do you think of these bans, Sikey.
Hold up, who is surviving right now? Which team? These are normal survivor bans. Let's be honest. These are typical survivor bans. It's GG Survivors. GG Survivors. So they are up a ton of points right now in that case. They're on track to winning in 3 rounds, I believe.
I'm sorry, Sikey. It's SUG Survivors versus GG's Hunter. My bad.
SUG Survivors versus GG's Hunters. Okay, gotcha. But in that case, SUG is quite a bit ahead, on track to win in 3 rounds. By the way, Bomba, man, very interesting. Lucky guy could work out here. There's a lot of chests here. Antiquarian, though. Speaking of Antiquarian, man, what could this be if it's Antiquarian ban? I guess a Hunter that could struggle with I mean, maybe Goman. Could be Goman. Seer, Antiquarian. I'm just thinking like the top tier Hunters, but really they could just go something like Geisha? Like Geisha, everyone's favorite.
I'm pretty sure Hullabaloo, these bands like Antiquarian really counters Hullabaloo, Seer really good against Hullabaloo, and can really farm so many owls if you're not careful. Magician, also good counter to Hullabaloo because you can throw the Hunter off and sometimes the Hunter will lose you and waste a lot of time. And right now we'll see survivors like Lucky Guy, Prospector, and Surbek, Cheerleader. Sikey, what do you think of the Cheerleader?
Cheerleader, man, are they gonna do some Cheerleader combo here with a certain survivor? Prospector could work to do a double magnet back to back like in the old days with the 3-second cooldown. As for kiting as Cheerleader, I never liked Cheerleader as kiting, but I do enjoy her support potential. I do enjoy it, especially if survivors know how to use that 1.5 second speed boost to their full advantage. It's really nice. It's just it's also really hard to survive for the duration to actually revive yourself in the first place. So we'll have to see here. I mean, I'm interested. I'm always intrigued when I see Cheerleader. For me, it's hard to see Cheerleader value in my matches, so I'm always excited in these tournaments where people are more coordinated. Can we get to see some more Cheerleader value? Because for me, I've seen a total of 1 time or 2 times now where Cheerleader's revive has worked in ranked match, where people have actually been able to survive long enough. Granted, the randoms do suck, but that's a different story. We'll see this game. Let's see how it works.
I don't know, Sikey, about you, but you say that Cheerleader is not good. I say that she's very underrated. She's really good. She has she never runs out of her Like
ability.
her ability just keeps recharging, so she always has the speed boost to work with. And let me tell you something, we did use cheerleader round 1 in IVL, or I mean IVT, and we were able to get a 3-man escape round 1 against the Dreamage thanks to the cheerleader who did a 3 cipher guide. What do you think of that, Sikey?
I think that's just one game, and that you can say Mindset did a 3 server kite, and that doesn't mean Mindset is a good character. I get it. I get it what you're saying. I'm not saying cheerleader is bad. I personally wouldn't want to pick cheerleader because I'm always worried about the kiting aspect of the game. And for me, I don't understand why, man. Cheerleader, my issue with cheerleader is that when you use one boost, you pretty much have to use the second boost, unless you're just a guy supporting in the background, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you don't use the first boost, it basically cancels it out. So you gotta use both of them together so that you only get one slowdown. I don't know.
Hey,
maybe I just never have a good cheerleader on my team. I don't know what to say. Maybe I should be picking cheerleader. Maybe
you need on your team. We'll see. We'll see. But also, Psyche, look at this. We have a Fool's Gold on Arms Factory. I don't know about this pick. Maybe this Hunter is a Fool's Gold main. I don't know about Fool's Gold in Arms Factory. He can really get stuck on a lot of stuff on this map because there are so many. You don't have a clear path to dash to on this map unless it's like on middle, from middle to somewhere like water tanks or something.
Yeah.
But Fool's Gold on this map, do you think it can work? Do you think the Hunter can get the 4K here?
It could work. Unfortunately for Arms Factory, the way it works with Fool's Gold is walls is what he needs to kill survivors, but walls are also his bane. But walls also counter him, ironically enough, because sometimes you could get behind a wall but not use the wall to kite with. You're not using the pal at the wall, you're just going around the wall, past the wall, to an area behind the wall. And what does that mean? That means A, he can't use the wall to damage you because you walk away from it, and B, he can't dash up to you because the wall's in the way. So I completely get where you're coming from. But also, there is that one Cypher, and there are other Cypher machines where they're behind tall walls, so you could surprise a survivor, throw a pickaxe at it, and damage them. It could work every once in a while. On an unsuspecting survivor. We'll see. I mean, maybe he'll do it right here this match as he's going to front game. Maybe he'll throw a pickaxe at middle. Assuming he gets lucky with the middle Cypher spawn. He might not. He might not get that Cypher in middle. He might get it out in the open, which would be really bad.
Survivors
I think
have
it
to
could
be
work. But,
really careful here. Like you said, he can throw his pickaxe at Cyphers and surprise the survivors who are decoding and not paying attention. So survivors really need to be really careful here. And we go to round 2, second half. And I think
the survivor's just not walking.
Oh,
no,
okay,
now he is. Oh no, he gave him the chance to. Oh my goodness, he gave him the chance there too. He could have actually had a free hit right there. Is he gonna pickaxe that middle at some point here? We'll see. Right now is not a good time, but you see how these walls are in the way, guys? Like he can't dash to it. He can use the pickaxe, but he just cannot dash. It's set it up to be first, so now the next time he throws the pickaxe, it's gonna be immediate. Damage. The prospector actually unnecessarily went around there because the hunter was anyway on cooldown, so he lost a lot of distance there. He could have walked on the ground there a little bit, but it's not a big deal. He has the magnet either way. You're gonna get a pretty clean stun there. Running to the old pal that got nerfed instead of changing his mind. I think he realized. But yeah, let's see how this goes. By the way, prospector Fool's Gold. So far, you're doing really good for the prospector side. Really nice magnet there, man.
Really amazing.
Oh wow, that's
here.
a really long stun.
It is. It was a really cool magnet from the prospector, but also, Psyche, I would just want to point out that was a really good sportsmanship from the Fool's Gold, the hunter here, not hitting the prospector at the start of the match, even though he had a very easy hit on him. But it seems like our survivor here did not connect to the game fast enough. But it seems like the survivor is really doing a long cut here, not able to get now able to get his first hit, but Cyphers are looking really good. Look at the Cypher, Psyche. We have a Cypher almost done. 2 Cyphers almost done, and Cypher at 66%.
Indeed. GGvs actually popped Cypher first out of all the survivors. He did spawn by one, granted. Cheerleader popping closely after, and now we got Prospector going down. We do have that one Cypher in the background because Lucky Guy pulled double chest. How do I feel about pulling 2 chest items? Maybe he uses Lucky Parcel. Yeah, he uses Lucky Parcel, actually, because he doesn't even have his inventory. He's got a flare gun, he's got a football, and they probably might need it, judging by it's going to be a basement, so they're not going to rebound this first chase, unless, like, Lucky Guy goes to rescue here. They're probably just going to have Gravekeeper dig under, is what I would do. Let's see if he's rescuing. He is indeed rescuing. Is he going to take the dig spot, or is he just going to walk? He just... Looks like he is gonna walk here, which is a little bit riskier. He's just gonna take the regular.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he
interesting.
canceled the shovel. And a
Interesting.
falling down hit.
I think he accidentally canceled the shovel there. I don't think he meant to do that. He still got it though. What? The hunter,
That was
I
an
think,
insane rescue.
unfortunately, did not get the second pickaxe hit, and they still get the rescue. Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise there. I think he meant to dig down. I'm guessing. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah,
guys.
I think that's what he meant, but maybe he got confused by the thing. I think that basement was the comeback for the hunter. Unfortunately, Gravekeeper was still able to get the rescue and avoid getting double down. Keep that in mind, guys. There's no double down from a basement against Fool's Gold. That is really
Indeed.
huge for the survivors here.
You know, even if he dug down there, the hunter would have gotten a drop down hit following down. Like, if he just digged outside the window, that would have been a much safer option. Because the basement goes out really far. You could have dug, you can also dug outside of shack next to the window. That's how far out basement goes. So that could have also been an option. We're going to get a sneaky rescue with a capital S. Going to pull off the rescue here. Do we have the cipher progress? We're missing 55% here. What a clean flare gun. That is exactly what we need. I mean, to be fair, it's not like a whole lot went into it, but the flare gun is going to matter a whole lot here now. I think Processor is going to live here. I think Processor is going to live to 28. Oh, no,
we
but
see the cheerleader survivor.
Oh, but he gets a stun.
Yes, and the support from cheerleader is going to be... They can easily reach the 30 points here and revive the prospector.
I think he just
here.
needs 28. Just needs 28. He's gonna die at one left. Oh no! Now he survives. Oh my god! Now he survives. They don't even. Oh, okay. Well, he can be full health now. That helps a lot for surviving pickaxe. But holy moly, good stuff from the cheerleader. Cheerleader.
Yes, cheerleader turns out to be good here in this situation because now prospector is not gonna go down easily to full presence axe. No, he's gonna be able to take some of the axe damage. And we see the prospector try to kite for dungeon here. Unfortunately, dungeon did not spawn here. Dungeon spawn close to shack. Oh my god, I think he just realized that it could have been a 4-man escape here. He has 3 magnets to work with. That was crazy.
It would have been really tough, but it's definitely possible. 3 magnets. We'll see if he can maybe still get a... Oh man, that'd be a nasty bounce stun. Oh, that's a nasty bounce stun. Oh, that didn't count as a hit. Hold up. Oh, he got him in lockdown. Oh no, I don't know who has who in lockdown at this point.
That was insane.
That does get him down. That's a 1-person kill for the hunter. And I believe, again, like you said, I think this is GG's hunter right here, and they are down. They are down because they did go down by 1 point in round 1, and now they're down by another 6 points. No, well, I have to do the math because the survivors, the hunters, I don't know. I gotta do the math. But they are down quite a bit because of that 5-man, like the 5 points from earlier in the first half that they gained when the hunter was playing.
Remember, this is a best of 5, so they still have round 3 to work with. They have to tie round 3 at least to keep going to round 4 and round 5 and maybe turn the tables.
Yeah, exactly. So the game is not over yet. In a normal best of 3, the game would be over at this point because we have a team winning in 2 rounds, getting more points than the other team. But because this is a best of 5, there's still 1 more round at minimum. But if the 2 teams end up tying to each other with the points this round, or the team behind ends up gaining more points this round specifically, it does go into the next 2 rounds afterwards. So we'll see here. We'll just have to see what happens in the round 3. But I believe it's GG that needs to absolutely... Please tell me if it's GG. That is GG, yeah, I believe.
I believe it's GG, yes.
That needs to come back. It'd be so funny if you got the name swapped around this whole time. So I'm just calling GG sub and sub is GG. SUG, I mean, not sub. But yeah, we'll have to see here. Now they got to choose who goes first, I think. They're essentially choosing... Well, it depends. I don't know what the rules are for map picks in best of 5. Because someone coin flips, then the other team picks. So now what?
Okay, in a best of 5, now after the updated IVL rules, you have a what's it called? You have a bad ban round 3, if I remember correctly, and that was not. Psyche, do you remember if they have a map ban around here or not?
Uh, I remember a map ban being even as soon as round 2. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to have a map ban.
Yeah, I
Now
think they
being
have a map ban. Yeah.
But in the end of the day, there's a lot of good maps to pick. I don't think the map really matters that much besides what hunters you can pick. As for survivors, yeah, Toy Merchant is better on Lakeside and Patient is better on Leo's Memory, but at the end of the day, most of the time this map is more dependent on the hunter rather than the survivor. It just means some hunters are worse or better. Like Waxworks is a good example of a very map dependent hunter. Or something
Yeah.
like Hullabaloo could be way better on Moonlit with the river in the middle, making his jump very, very good, you know? So little things
True.
like that make a big difference.
Yeah, and it's like I just want to point out something. Throughout these 2 rounds, we haven't seen a single hunter pick any of the meta picks except for the opera singer round 1, but they keep going for picks like violinist, fool's gold, and the new hunter, um
QS
peddler.
was seeing this match. New
Peddler.
footage of QS this tournament.
Yeah, Kios for sure. It was Kios. Yeah, trust, it was Kios.
We saw Opera, Fool's Gold. We even saw Bomb Bomb Band right before this Fool's Gold pick. What were you trying to say? What were you trying to say as the new something? Hello.
So I'm here. I'm still here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Can you repeat what you said again?
What hunter did you say was new before I said it was QS?
It was Peddler.
Peddler, yeah, the Peddler, yeah. We also saw Peddler. Yeah, well, very unique hunters here. We don't usually see these hunters round 1 and 2, but that's the beauty of like playing in all the tiers. And all the tiers is that you don't have meta slaves. You get to see something new, something fresh. You actually have survivors. You actually get to see the survivors show off their good kiting routes instead of being like, okay, well, let's just take a route to this pallet and hope I get a pallet stun against Opera Singer, which is what it feels like a lot of the time, sadly.
Yeah.
Or like Shadow's like, yo, you have 100 eyeball and I have full presence. Yo, there, you're instantly taking a hit. But yeah, we'll
But
have
also,
to
it's
see.
more interesting to see that the survivors are not banning the meta hunters. Like round 2, for example, we saw a bomb bomb ban. That was really interesting for me. I've never seen that before because maybe they know the hunter plays a bomb bomb main, so they want to target their mains there to prevent them. And I think if these hunters do not have meta picks, I think they may struggle in later rounds because, as we said, they're gonna run out of their mains by each round because this is a round of best of 5, not only a best of 3. So, Psyche, what do you think we're gonna see later these rounds?
Why are you asking me? We saw freaking violinist, arguably the worst hunter in the game. I would still say sometimes he's better than Nightmare, but it really depends on what the map is or the survivors. But man, I don't know, dude. I don't know. We could even see Ripper for all I know. I mean, Ripper got a pretty nice buff recently. He's not that bad. You know, it's kind of funny because Ripper was used so much. I checked some stats on him in NAU, and he actually had a worse win rate than stuff like Nightwatch still, which has kind of made me sad. Still had a worse win rate than Nightwatch. He was like 40%. He was like 40% in high tier was Ripper's win rate after his buff, which kind of made me sad still. That and considering that it's NAU guys, like I have people coming into, I have hunter mains coming into. He was like 40%. He was like 40% in high tier. Was Ripper's winner after his buff, which kind of made me sad still. That and It's kind of it's kind of it's kind of
I'm talking about.
a hunter that received one nerf and then stopped being played.
Not totally, like we see him barely, but we don't see him a lot as we used to.
Okay, well it's not sculptor because sculptor's not a he. I need my book for this one. I need my hunter book. It's a he. I
Yeah, and
guess it's
he's really
Nightwatch.
annoying. He's
I
really
guess it's
annoying when he's full
Nightwatch.
presence. It's not Nightwatch now.
It's not Nightwatch. Oh man, shoot.
Okay, let me
Nightwatch
tell
did
you.
get exactly one nerf. I mean, one set of nerfs, multiple nerfs in one set. Go ahead. What hunter are you talking about?
I'm talking about Hermit.
Hermit?
Yeah, Hermit really used to be played like in maybe most of the time. You almost see Hermit play it later rounds because he's really good at these rounds. Because as you know, he's a one like every single nothing. So you'd see hunters choose to pick him in later rounds. We've seen hunters like Ling, for example, from CH4 play him and get a 4K against um the before you survivors. Really good two teams here, and we see the Hermit being able to perform very well. So I just so sad to not see him play that much. Like, when was the last time you saw a Hermit being played, Sikey, in a tournament?
I don't know because I don't watch tournaments. I don't watch tournaments. In terms of rank, I see him every once in a while. He's really not that hard to deal with. He's really not that hard to deal with. Maybe it's because of the nerf to him, but I do remember what you're talking about. They made it so that you don't lose as much decode, and
Yeah.
like decoding on a like a cipher that's connected to other ciphers. So you lose, I think now -8. That would be
Mhm.
lost, but it used to be -15. And back then, you were able to switch colors at 30 seconds now instead of 50. So you were able to switch colors sooner. So I guess it's like, okay, they nerf the connection, but try to buff something else about Hermit where you can have connections up longer without needing to take them off if you want a two-hit a survivor, which honestly, I don't see being done that often anyways. And it's hard to say which strategy is better to do anyway, like leave the connections up or just try to find a survivor and then turn off the polarities so that no one can switch in time. Hard to say nowadays because once again, a lot of the connection is now lost so much. So I think
In
you
my
just need
opinion,
to work out how to play against him. Go
yeah, in
ahead.
my opinion, his best strategy is to keep changing targets, like put pressure on everyone and keep putting the damage on the each and every survivor. So they, once they get you're down, it's very difficult for them to rescue, and they have to reset, which wastes a lot of time. Um, but yeah, stop to talk about Hermit here. We move to round three. First half we plan on match Chinatown, and it's if I believe GG Hunter versus SUG survivors. We see Seer ban here, Mercenary ban, and again survivors tend to not ban the meta. They ban Shadow and Bonbon. What do you think of this?
Shadow and Balba. I mean, again, maybe they know something we don't, but personally, I don't know about Bonbon. You don't really see Bonbon that often. I see it every once in a while, and there's some good strategies you can do with Bonbon's buff. But you know, Shadow is more like what you expect to see. I think Bonbon is just like one of the main hunters that this guy just plays here. I think that's just why they're banning Bonbon. You know, whenever it's not high tier where the hunter has been playing like 5 or 7 different hunters, at this kind of level of the game, people are just learning how to play multiple hunters. And so it's very often that people only have like 3 or 2 hunters that they play. So it's a lot easier to just target ban one hunter without worrying about them picking like Goldman, which is like I'm not going to lie, he's a high skill character. If you're not used to him, you're going to have survivors run out of cages as you're placing them. which could really suck for you. That could be game losing, even one cage mess up. I think it's fine in this case. I'm sure the Survivor team knows what's up and they know their opponent. I assume that's why they're banning Bomon. Otherwise, Bomon is definitely not one of the best hunters in this game. Very far from it. It's just probably that's just what this hunter plays most. So Priestess, Perfumer, Knight, Archer. Again, good team. They actually saved the Archer, so Archer's still on the table, and they ended up picking it again.
And it's like we do see a Priestess here on the team. Priestess on Chinatown, she's really OP. So I really wonder why the Hunter went and banned the Mercenary instead of the Priestess. Maybe the Hunter plans on playing someone who counters Priestess. Maybe we'll see a Breaking Wheel. Breaking Wheel, really strong Hunter on this map. I don't know, Sikey, do you think maybe we'll see a Breaking Wheel here?
Breaking Wheel? I mean, maybe. I'm looking at the bans here. Mechanic and Antiquarian, both pretty good against Wheel. Antiquarian could hit the Wheel out as he's coming out of full presence. Fly was also going to be really good. Antiquarian basically auto carries that. Mechanic is going to be really hard to deal with the Bob because you got to literally come out of Wheel and spend time chasing that robot, which that takes animation time. Still, though, they got the Archer here. It's going to make the Wheel pick really awkward because Archer is really solid against Wheel. It's so easy to shoot the Hunter when he's like coming out of Wheel form. It's very easy. He's just standing still for like 2 seconds. So we'll see here. I mean, could be Wheel, but there's also reason not to pick Wheel. We'll see. That's how you know they did a good Survivor team comp when like there's reason not to pick a Hunter. Like it's not just they're very easy.
We see a Waxed Artist pick.
Waxed Artist. That's a good pick on Chinatown in general, though.
That is a really good pick, as you said, on Chinatown, and it's a really good pick against this team comp because I can't see any of them besides the Priestess, of course, that can make distance against Wax Artists, and you need to be able to make distance in order to cut the Wax Artists and break line of sight.
Yeah. Perfumer is particularly bad against Wax Artists as well, which again, another counter to Wheel there. More reason not to pick Wheel there. But Perfumer is going to be particularly bad against Wax Artists. Even with the drop downs, it's just mediocre because I've noticed that at the drop downs, it's usually still pretty easy for Wax Artists, unless you're at exactly Hotel, to shoot you before you go back up the stairs and use your next Perfume to drop down and do the same thing all over again. Without the drop downs, the Perfume is just especially bad against Wax Artists. One of the worst characters in the game when it comes to matchups, Perfumer versus Wax Artists. I don't know what you can possibly do against this guy besides the drop down strat, which is she is going to spawn at the buildings, drop down, but guys, I'm going to be honest. In my experience, even when I pick that kind of spawn against Wax Artists, it's not like he can't just shoot you as you're going back up the stairs because it's a straight line of sight. You can clearly see you. So we'll see here.
Yeah.
Gonna just spawn in the corner here. Archer's going to have a really good rotation back to Hotel by taking that breakable window and back down south through the middle of the map into Hotel again. Priestess could just portal into Hotel, wait at the breakable window, and portal through the big building. I mean, realistically, whoever he chases here has a pretty easy time going back into Hotel here. Maybe the strat was maybe to spawn top right or block Hotel, since it's going to be so easy for the survivors here to always go back into Hotel. But that's kind of a hindsight thing now that we know where the survivors spawned. Yeah,
I think Hunter has really good chases here. Like he can go after Priestess, he can go after the Archer, he can go even after the Knight. Knight gets heavily countered by Wax Artists. Maybe this is what GG needed. This is the Hunter that they needed to turn the tables around and come back into this game. Knight can be really easily countered because all the Wax Artist has to do is just keep spamming the ability button, keep spraying the Wax Artist, the Knight with the Wax, and even if you use your ability as a Knight, he can just wait it out because the stun is way too long.
Oh yeah, and even if you predict ability, once Wax Artist starts shooting, that doesn't count as predicting ability more because you already started using. You gotta predict it before you start shooting the gun. So very awkward using that against Wax Artist. We'll see how it goes here. Wax Artist gonna spawn on the top of Hotel, going into the round 3, first half, I believe, first half, and we start off with a wonderful pause. Pause.
I wonder what happened.
I don't know, man. Someone might have disconnected. I see S'more standing there. I don't know, man. We don't really get to see a whole lot.
I think maybe one of the players is taking some time to load into the game, like last round, because we've seen the Prospector have some issues.
Oh yeah, and then that Hunter decided to wait a little bit just to give him a fair chance there into the chase, because obviously he would not be taking a hit immediately. Still needed to get that pallet stun in. But Notre gave him a little bit of a chance last game. We'll say they are waiting from the load in. I think it's all good now. And Archer, to my surprise, doing the Cypher immediately instead of transitioning. Now she's not going to be able to get back inside Hotel. At least not without Broken Nose. By the way, she actually lost her heartbeat there, so now she's slower by 20% for a few seconds. Gonna make it a lot easier for another to catch
the
up.
Hunter gets stunned. Wow, that was amazing. Maybe we're gonna see some Priestess support here, but unfortunately Archer is gonna take a hit after getting stunned here. 100 wax reach before she was able to make it to the portal. There was a portal down there made by the Priestess for the Archer support.
Dude, a little bit of a wasted stun there. You can actually get stunned mid-air. I didn't know that actually works like that. Interesting. You're gonna have fast pallet breaking here. Also has excitement. Oh yeah, this is not great if we're talking about trying to do a kite as Archer here. He does have the trait. It's essentially like a blink when it comes to her. Gonna be a really nice portal here, but I think now it might be excitement time. Gonna not use the excitement here, even though there's a really good double portal here. This is like 6 seconds worth of stun right now. So I'm gonna opt not to use the excitement there. I wonder what he's saving it for. Who else is he gonna use excitement against?
I think he's
but we'll see.
trying to save it for the Archer stun because the Archer stun maybe is longer. I don't know. We'll see here. It seems
No, it's 2.1 seconds. The Priestess, that Priestess portal alone was 3 seconds. I mean, maybe he'll use it here. I don't know what the Hunter is saving this excitement for in that case. I think he had a really good spot with the portals. I mean, maybe there's going to be another Priestess portal, but at this point, I feel like they got all the Priestess portal they need for a 3-cypher kite. We'll see here. Going to get another drop down here, just stalling out the wax gun, making it very difficult to shoot her. Like right here, this is where Perfumer would suffer. This is this straight line here. That's what I was talking about earlier. Really nice flywheel there. Not going to get rid of the wax, but it is going to stall out the kite, and she's going to die in the corner here. There's going to be not the longest chair. It depends where the chair spawned. Is there a chair at the drop down? Yeah, it looks like there is.
There isn't.
There isn't. Okay, so it's going to be a decently long chair then. And they do pop ciphers already on their way to the 4th one. Man, that was a really good start.
Really good kite from the Archer here. And the support from Priestess is really, I think, is what changed this game. Because if that portal wasn't there for the Archer, I think Archer would have went down quicker than we've seen here. And right now we see the Knight coming for the rescue. Can the Knight get spotted here early? Unfortunately, the Waxars gets countered here because he
let go of his wax gun, and now he had to shoot it again, and now it got countered. You guys saw right there. Really good. Still not using that. I mean, it's not like the Priestess. It's not like the excitement mattered there because Priestess is anyway body blocking. That's why it would have been better early game. Oh my god. I didn't even realize that was what was going on. He has to trump card at this point. Trump card. Okay, so the excitement there was important not to use in that case, but if you use it early, I'm pretty sure it would have been back up a cooldown anyway. Dude, what are the ciphers progress at? The ciphers are not moving. They got one cipher moving. They got one cipher moving. They don't even have a 5th cipher started.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think they played too hard into the trump card there. Did not think about it, and now it was a very easy chair. Like they honestly, that Archer with a Priestess body block could have kept kiting there, and they had the other 2 people decode in the meantime. But now this is gonna be really tough. He did get very fortunate with the prediction though. And going to get a really nice rescue here. He does have Tide Turner. Doesn't really matter because he has a shield anyway. So the shield is better than the Tide Turner here. And the portal here is really nice portal there. Holy moly, good stuff. Is it going to be enough for a rebound?
Insane from the Priestess here. We've seen a lot of Priestess portals here. And I think the Hunter just lost the Archer. He's chasing after the Priestess.
You're right. He saw tracks. He saw 2 splitting tracks, and he chose the Priestess. And it was just unfortunate because he can't see who he's chasing until it's too late. That is really sad for the Hunter here. That's a thing where it's like, okay, well, if I just saw where they went, I would have clearly gone after the Archer there, but he had no choice here besides just guessing. I mean, Knight did not take damage earlier this rescue, so he can just rescue again. And Perfumer has another cypher here. Guys, very fortunate series of events here for the survivors. In all honesty, this Waxars had at least a tie. Most likely secure. I'm gonna say most likely because you never know with dungeon, but man, this is looking like a different game now. He could honestly just wait till after half if he really wants to place it, but I think they're gonna prime it in time anyway. Gonna get a sneaky rescue anyway. How many sneaky rescues have we seen this stream? But there we go, another sneaky rescue.
Third one this stream. And
is she gonna have a cypher prime?
Cypher.
The cypher is 99, but
it is prime, but he has Hallwax. He cannot unlock that cypher.
He actually threw a high wax at it anyway. I think it's just in case the perfumer touches the cipher, she'll get 25 wax. He could honestly just switch away to normal wax here. But I don't think the perfumer can really pop anyway, just because of the fact where if she pops, she's going to immediately get basic hit.
And
They
Priestess
really...
is coming.
I don't like that they're
all three
forcing
of
the
them.
cipher so hard here. It's going to be so easy for a Waxers to protect a cipher like this. I don't like this. I would love for them to start another cipher machine. Archer's healing up, I believe. Just now started healing up here. I mean, maybe. Like, the wax here is going to take 3 seconds to come back. The wax bomb does not get the prediction off. He predicted attack first. Now Knight is going to go down.
Maybe that's a comeback that the Hunter needs. Survivors made a huge mistake here, not popping that cipher after the Hunter teleported. But now the Hunter can just log the cipher 24.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, never mind. Priestess has something else to say about that. Man, that was such a big mistake from Survivor there, but then it followed up by a really good play. Now going to chase the Archer. Unfortunately for them, found the Archer, and his excitement is going to be... Oh, never mind. The flywheel. The flywheel saved her life there. But is it still going to be enough? Hard to say. I can't see the wax. There we go. Now I can see the wax because the ping's not in the way. 100 is actually going to cause her to get stunned there. She's going to go down. He has to teleport here, but he just doesn't have it up. It was 6 seconds off.
It's a 3-man escape. No way.
Oh, wow. So right now, man, that was a really exceptional show from the Priestess there. Really good arrows slowing down the Hunter there. I'm just surprised. Like, he had a good moment to use the excitement on the Priestess Pearls. And even if he gets shot at that point, he would still be gaining more value from the excitement. I mean, imagine, because you guys saw how close he was to the Archer even after those 2 stuns. So if he just used excitement so that he wasn't stunned for 5 seconds, he could have been right on top of her in middle, which is a much better area to take on a survivor in. But no, save the excitement. At least it was handy for trump card. But at that point, I think excitement would have been back up necessary. I don't know, man. That was just Priestess nonsense. Like, he just chaired at a place where Priestess gets insane value. Restaurant was a better chair, but then she anyway found a really good Priestess portal. It's just, my goodness. Really good Priestess value there. And of course, getting lucky, chased the Priestess instead of the Archer there. A lot of fortunate series of events there for the survivors.
That match was a roller coaster of emotions. Like, at the start of the match, we see the survivors doing amazing, and we see the Priestess support 2 portals right after each other, allowed the Archer to make it all the way from hotel to bridge there and cut it for really long. 3 ciphers done by the time she was chaired. And then we see the Hunter having maybe a potential comeback because the survivors were missing a full cipher at the end there. And then we see it come back again for the survivors, but then the
come back for the Hunter. it just went back and forth. Like, it was at first it was pretty solid for the Hunter, because the Hunter is out here finding Archer at a really bad cipher with no broken windows, even got slowed down there a little bit. I believe, I wasn't really watching the perspective, but I believe that was far enough away to not get a heartbeat for Archer. Then got a hit on her. All right. But then the Priestess portal comes in, right? So then it's like, okay, this is really good for the survivors. But in all honesty, it should have still stayed really good for the Hunter, because you guys saw how close the Archer was before she took the portal. That distance would have been maintained and gotten even closer had he used that excitement. So really, he would have been right on top of her had he used the excitement for just that one portal. Even one portal, I think, was value there, because for those that don't know, the maximum portal stun is 3.25 seconds. Waxstars does have stun recovery naturally, so it would have been more like 3 seconds, slightly less than 3 seconds, and with Rage would have been even less, but still would have been worth the excitement. So really should have been back in the Hunter's favor there, but it was not. That did not use excitement, so remained in the Survivor's favor, stayed in the Survivor's favor until that World Portal trump card moment happened, where it looked like it was really good. Like, it looked like it kept getting better and better. And then the teleport, followed by the really good Night Rescue. By the way, Night saved her life with that shield. Completely necessary there. No other rescuer would have done that to just save his life like Night just did. Prevent the recovery. Prevent the what's it called? The farm there. To my surprise, Hunter hits the shield, and honestly, that might be the reason why he lost the Archer at that point, because they split up. Couldn't tell which tracks belonged to which survivors, all because that recovery put him far enough behind that he couldn't tell. And so really unfortunate series of events there. And then, like you said, the Cypher block. Cyphers really should have been under control there. Just do another Cypher machine and just back off. You guys got plenty of time. Teleport's not up. You can't pressure the Archer anyway. And then it just went right back in the Survivor with that portal.
That portal was insane. It was
that portal ending saved their match. It saved their match. Again, Priestess portals on this map. Anything next to a building, that is nastiness. I'm surprised that you can do that. It's like you're not able to do perfectly vertical portals on Moonlit. You can only do them like horizontally through the short end of the river. You're not able to do it from one bridge to the other. I'm surprised they didn't do anything like that for Chinatown, but I guess then where would you portal on Chinatown? It's only buildings. How do you fix this? How do you nerf that? I don't really know how you deal with that as a game dev.
You can't really do much about it. All you have to do as Hunter is ban the Priestess, but unfortunately we saw the Mercenary ban. But as we saw there, Knight was more viable than Mercenary in that situation.
And I don't think Mercenary would have saved anyone's life like Knight did or Priestess.
Yeah. Priestess definitely the MVP of the match, and we see Priestess getting banned now after what we've seen from first half.
I think this Hunter who's played on this team probably practiced against these survivors. I'm sure he's probably experienced the Priestess pain. If they played Priestess against that Hunter, they probably played Priestess in practice matches. And so this team's Hunter, which I believe SUG, is SUG. This is SUG's Hunter. The survivors that we just saw, this is their Hunter now playing. And I'm sure he knows the Priestess pain. Just even from playing the game, someone would know at this point. Enchantress, though, interesting Enchantress. I wonder what it's going to be. Enchantress, this is a very specific Hunter ban. Like with Hunters, you ban very specific survivors, so there must be a good reason for this. I wonder what it is. Sculptor and Breaking Wheel. Interesting.
GG's survivors were able to get a 3-man escape first half, so now SUG's survivors, they need a 3-man escape just to keep going for round. For round 4. So this Hunter just needs to get a tie. Maybe he's scared. Maybe he plans on playing Night Watcher, and for example, and guarantee the tie here on this map.
Could be. It would be pretty nice. Honestly, I'm almost thinking Waxers could honestly still be really good here, judging up these survivor picks. I mean, Batter needs clear line of sight. Waxer's just also really good on Chinatown. Puppeteer's pretty sad against Waxer's, and you can shoot Toy Merchant while she's flying in the air. You got to be really accurate with it, but you can hit it. Waxer's is in general pretty good for tying on Chinatown, if not win. He's just a very good Hunter on this map. Not a lot of tall walls. That could be a backup plan. It does look like I could definitely see maybe the Hunter wanted to play Sculptor here, judging by this Enchantress ban. That is one of the few survivors that would make sense to ban as a Sculptor player. We'll see here.
Yeah,
Waxers could still be good here.
Lucky Guy getting picked. Sikey, do you think Lucky Guy can be their answer for the win here?
Maybe. I've saved games as Lucky Guy with like a flare gun into a flashlight stun into another flashlight stun. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Just hope he's not the first chase here. Guys, keep in mind there's also only 4 chests on the map. And they're both pretty all far away from each other. So Lucky Guy is extreme anti-synergy on a map like Chinatown. Even Eversleeping has, a lot more chests, interestingly. It's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 in Graveyard, 5 in Corner House. It's got not a lot of chests, if I'm being honest, but there's a nice spread. There's nowhere in a corner of the map where you won't have a chest. Chinatown, there's just a complete corner of the map, a complete side of the map with no chest, and that's the restaurant side. Unless you count behind restaurant, which that is 1 chest item, but then the next chest is so far away outside of restaurant. And it's just not worth walking a lot in that situation. So it's going to be very difficult.
They have a Toy Merchant. Toy Merchant has a free item, so that's an extra item for Lucky Guy.
Well, let's hope it's not a syringe, because that syringe, I get syringed too many times as Toy Merchant when I play Toy Merchant. Let's just hope it's not a syringe. Did you know they actually removed Pocket Watch out of her bookshelf? I didn't even know. So now she can even get Pocket Watch, which is a decent item. It's not the world's most amazing item. It's a decent item. I think more importantly, it makes Syringe more likely to get, though. That's the sad part, and that's what matters to me. Man, is he really going to play Nightmare? Nightmare time?
He's going to lock it.
Oh my god, the Hunter.
Nightmare has been seen more now in tourneys. He's been played by Aka in IGL, and he was able to win IGL by playing Nightmare round 1 against Zeta Survivors. Maybe he's gonna do the same thing. Maybe Nightmare is the answer on this map. Chinatown, a good map for Nightmare. Not a lot of things to get stuck on here on Chinatown. It's a really an open map, so it should be easy for Nightmare, but keep in mind they have Batter. Batter is a really good counter to Nightmare because he's gonna deny you from getting this hit. Also, they have the Puppeteer. Puppeteer, a really good tanker. He's gonna take a lot of hits before he goes down. Sikey, what do you think of this spawn?
Don't get me wrong, guys. Nightmare is not like the world's most amazing hunter. It's just kind of like a fad, you know. I'm sure their hunter out there in IJL had a good reason to pick Nightmare. This is definitely a good time to pick Nightmare, though, if I'm being honest. Chinatown, it really has to do with the map. And this map's pallets are the type of pallets where you could just walk around, take 2 seconds to walk around, and you need another 2 seconds to walk back on the other side of the pallet. But Nightmare will just jump the other half. And so when you get a survivor in that vaulting mind game, it's almost a guaranteed hit for Nightmare. So it does make sense on this map. And you do have good map pressure with the crows in the end game. And considering, again, since it's not a bad map for Nightmare to actually chase on, and therefore his full presence will also give him much faster mobility, it is going to be quite decent. I don't know if you guys actually ever go into the tournaments outside of NAU, but that is the backstory that Knight said. Someone in IJL picked Nightmare, and they ended up beating the team that just won the most recent Call of Abyss. Zeta just won the most recent Call of Abyss, right? So these are the world champions right now that they just beat with Nightmare. I'd love to see the actual match and what map it was, but like Knight is saying, this is a very good map for Nightmare because of the types of pallets on this map. Also, there's a different strategy here. You can look at the ground and maintain your 12% speed boost, 13% actually, when you're not in chase. When you look at the ground, that's how you activate it, by not looking at the survivor. But right here, though, he's just going to look right away.
Yeah, Lucky Guy counter-rotated the Nightmare, and he wasn't able to spot him. That's huge for the Lucky Guy. And now the Hunter's forced to chase after Puppeteer, who's gonna tank at least 3 hits before he goes down. That's gonna waste so much time for the Nightmare. Sikey, do you think this is a good idea to chase after Puppeteer?
I mean, he can get 3 hits out. I still think it's fine because what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? He's gonna use his ability, break the pallet a little bit early there. He definitely meant to wait a little bit there. If he's gonna hit the puppy, he would have just done it immediately. Awkward teleport there. It's gonna be very easy to just vault the window, and he got a window boost. Yeah, that was actually. If he didn't teleport there, he would have kept him locked in that corner, and that would have been, I think, a better route. That being said, though, oh yeah, you guys see this? This is where Nightmare struggles with windows like this. There's just not a whole lot you can do. There's no outplay potential with these windows. You just have to vault them. He is not the world's fastest vaulter. Maybe we'll see something here. He can go around now. You see, and this is what we're talking about. These are the types of pallets.
This one is really not a very good pallet. It's hard. Yeah, it's really bad for Nightmare. This pallet,
this is not so good.
It's really bad for Nightmare. And we see the Batter coming for the support, but the Hunter brought excitement actually, so maybe if Batter is not being careful, he may give a free hit for the Nightmare. I think Batter backed away now. Okay, he's still there supporting.
2 ciphers already done, guys, with a 3rd on the way, and Batter has some progress as well. They do not have a 5th cipher. That is their one saving grace. No, he missed the ball, unfortunately, so he doesn't get the save. That's a big chair for the Hunter here. Does he even have basement? No basement.
No,
but that is really big. It is not there. Okay, so never mind. He's going to swing at air, going to graffiti the wall. Honestly, the Nightmare was actually really good here. If only he had kept him in the corner. That was the key moment right there, guys. Guys, Lucky Guy did pull a flare gun. That was not guaranteed. He did have to get the 50% chance for that. So fortunate for him that he will allow this Puppeteer to rebound. Except he has excitement, though. So we'll see. Does he use excitement? Does he use excitement?
He forced an excitement.
He does use excitement. Broke the pallet, though. Okay. So then now, the excitement is kind of canceled out.
Think about it, because Batter can now come and harass after the Puppeteer goes down, because now this Nightmare doesn't have any more trait to work with, and it seems like the Puppeteer is doing an amazing rebound cut here. Titan already ran out, so he can use his puppet and tank an extra hit.
Yeah, exactly. So finally gonna run out of tide turner. That's what we're talking about. He's gonna use to his advantage the double jump here. It is faster than walking. Even if you don't hit the survivor, it is faster than walking. But right there, you see what a big lunge there. He managed to hit the survivor all the way from there. And I mean, Batter doesn't actually have any pals to work with. Does he have any pals? Oh, get stuck there. I
Yeah,
don't know,
this area
Knight.
is
This
really
is a
bad
rough
for slowing
spot.
down. Yeah.
I mean, okay, he did do a really good pickup there. The batter cannot shoot over the car, and even if he could, the pad was in the way.
Yeah, that's
So
unfortunate.
a little bit unfortunate there. If Puppeteer should have crawled a little bit more out in the open instead of inside the pal. Really bad angle for the batter as a result. Cypher's at 50%, but he does have to rebound a little bit here. Now, the good news is that he's going to have a puppet. So that is a guaranteed rebound, at least 8 seconds, just like Knight, guys.
Yeah.
But okay. Oh, did not hit the chair. Good thinking on the flywheel there, but he did not hit the chair. He's going to use the puppet. He can honestly go after the batter right now and just try to chair batter and put someone else on the pressure to rescue.
But it's like they're
Let's see.
kiting close to the Cypher. If he okay, Cypher's prime
Okay,
by
he's
that
not
time.
going to
That is
pop
really
it.
good.
Okay, does everyone have borrowed time? 1, 2, 3. No, Lucky Guy does not have borrowed time. It's not going to matter for Lucky Guy, though. Puppeteer will have borrowed time. Lewis is not ready. Keep that in mind,
Lewis.
guys. Lewis is not ready. And he's going to throw a crow. So it's still not over. He could get something here going. But
No, if he doesn't teleport to the game right now, it's gonna be a 3-man out because that
I
area is
think
really
he
bad
could have
for
hit right
Nightmare.
there. That guy's the puppeteer was dead if he just knocks him down. He could hit right here. He doesn't realize it. That puppeteer is dead right now. The chip pick goes over and it would damage the puppeteer and he would die. Yeah, he needs to teleport here. He still hasn't teleport. I think all 3 survivors are out. And if I'm not mistaken, that I think this is going into round 4 and 5 now because the survivors on the opposing
Yes,
side match their
we
3
do
man.
go to round 4. Yes, you're right, Sikey.
They do
Survivors.
match that 3 man.
Yes, they got the
Honestly,
win they needed.
honestly, that hunter here, this game, Colonel Xanders, interesting name. Actually had a puppeteer in a really good corner, but then decided to teleport, put him in an animation. Now the puppeteer gets a ball. Luckily for the puppeteer, he had broken windows and not flywheel, so he was able to escape that awful area. And as a result, he was able to get into the really most important, probably the best area against Nightmare on this map in terms of just looping. Made it very difficult for Nightmare. You got the first window, you got the second window, you got then the pallet, like you said, was actually pretty bad for Nightmare now looking at it. So really unfortunate there for the hunter there. If only he had been a little bit more patient, just decided to break the pallet instead, or maybe just save the crow teleport and just use it after the window boost if he does manage to escape. But
Yeah.
a little bit sad to see. Could have been a tie, if not a win, because he had a very, very dominant start there with that puppet being baited out. And just unfortunately missed timing a little bit both times. I think maybe the first time was on purpose, hard to say, but the second time definitely seemed like he was trying to wait out the puppet. And so that could have been the difference maker for sure as well. So unfortunate, couldn't be, but now we're going to go into round 4 as a result.
That's good for GG's for GG. For the hunter, as you said, it was unfortunate he couldn't time the puppet running out. But I think the most unfortunate thing that happened in that match was losing the lucky guy because he spawned right next to the lucky guy, and he didn't see him rotate or counter rotate back to hotel. If he saw the lucky guy and was able to keep chasing him, I think he would have an easy time because lucky guy, I think he had tight turner and no
and flywheel. I think flywheel.
Yes.
So that would have been also very good for Nightmare because flywheel is much worse.
And he
that
got
is a good
the
point.
worst chase. The puppeteer, you don't want to chase the puppeteer as Nightmare. Puppeteer is gonna waste a lot of time, and we've seen like if you get a no tide rescue, puppeteer is gonna be really good in that situation because he can just use his puppet and do a really long rebound as we've seen in that game.
Indeed, that is true. Lucky Guy, unfortunate for him, Lucky Guy did manage to stall out the tide turner, so it's not like it even mattered that the Lucky Guy had tide turner. He was able to use the puppet again. It really just came down to that star. You got a good point there. Missing that Lucky Guy, I still think he had a pretty good, it was thanks to Puppeteer mistiming the puppet a little bit, but then the hunter followed up by mistiming, went to swing. I think the puppet was going to run out there on the second use of the puppet. He was going to get a hit in there, and the puppeteer would have been forced to use a third puppet immediately. But as well as the lucky guy is also a good point. There's just nothing to do about that. When you don't find the survivor, it's hard to say what do you do. Do you try to look around or do you try to find them? Chinatown's pretty easy in general to find a survivor, but I definitely understand the idea of just going forward and finding the next survivor, which was, if I'm being honest, like really close by. So it's not like Lucky Guy counter rotating really made the hunter waste that much time, because he did find a really good chase, like really fast target, not the best target, but could have been good, because the Butcher ended up not having very good areas to work with anyway against Nightmare. I mean, that's the power of Nightmare on Chinatown that we were talking about. Just a little bit played differently with that teleport, and that could have been a pretty decently quick chase. And could have resulted in a tie, if not a win. Again, also not taking advantage of the Crow teleport on the gate. You know, once you're not going to knock down the survivor, you may as well have a better chance at the gate. So that's another thing.
I think he didn't want to teleport there because he saw that the gate was open. But if you look back at that match, Lucky Guy was not at the gate with the other survivors. He was still running to the gate. So if he teleported there, took the risk, I think he would have downed the Lucky Guy. Maybe there was a chance for him to tie that round. But hey, Sikey, I'm not complaining. I'm really happy that GG was able to get the 3-man they needed, because now we go to a round 4, and maybe this is the comeback they need, because now all the main survivors that these hunters play are all Burma banned. They have to play out of their comfort zone.
Exactly, guys. And there's also like a mind game situation. It's like, oh shoot, we're about to clean sweep these guys, and then out of nowhere, we got 3 men back. And so now Colonel Xanders is back for revenge. There's always that mind game in the back of the head, like, man, if only I played that a little bit differently. So hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them. I think they were all playing really well. The Survivor side has been playing really well. The Hunter side has been playing really well overall. And it's just like, man, at the end of the day, it could still be anyone's game. Like now that the GG, I believe, got out of that last match, got out of round 3 alive. This is still a chance. There is still a chance. And again, they are still down quite a bit of points. That being said, if their Hunter 4-mans at any point, they get all those points back in their favor. And now they're going to just be back down, like a 1-point difference back in the round 1 when they were down by 1 point. Everything is going to be back at that stage again. But it's going to take multiple rounds. Thankfully, this is just round 4, not round 5. So they don't need to do everything now. They don't need to do all the point scoring now. They can do a little bit this round, a little bit next round. Anyway, I'm yapping. What's up,
let me tell you something. That is what's exciting about finals, is that it's a best of 5 and it could be anyone's game. It's not over until you play like 3 rounds, as we've seen now, and we're going to round 4, as you can see. It's really excited. I'm really excited here to see what's gonna happen. I wonder what this hunter is gonna play. He had to play the Nightmare the last round. Now he ran out of his opera. He cannot play his violinist, and they're gonna probably ban the same bands like last time. Bonbon, I think, or maybe it wasn't Bonbon. It was Galatea and Ivy.
Wheel. Or was that? Wheel. It was Wheel this game, but the game before that was Bonbon and Shadow. That was the other team banning that stuff. But this time, like this previous match, we saw Sculptor. Wheel. I mean, it was one of the best Wheel maps, to be fair. They might not ban Wheel here because it's Red Church, and we got 2 amazing windows in the middle of the map. Shack is very annoying as well, and you could honestly set something up with the breakable windows. Not the best, but it's something. Probably not worth it though, but you know what I'm saying. Are we still going to see Breaking Wheel here? Still going to ban Sculptor, so they know something's up here, and they are going to ban the Breaking Wheel still. Maybe not, because he didn't lock it in. Okay, there we go. They do lock it in the end. The banned characters are in the top left. The Hunters are not allowed to play Vio, Nightmare, or Opera. Opera is a very good Hunter, but Nightmare and Vio, good to throw away Hunters. They're not the world's best Hunters, far from it. But a lot of good survivors here. Still to choose from. A lot of ones banned already. Man, at this point, hold up, Night. Over the course of 4 rounds, we're gonna have 3, 6, 9, 12, and in round 5, we're gonna have 4 more bans. So there's gonna be a total of 16 survivor bans by round 5.
Sikey, let me correct you. Only Burma bans are applied for the first 3 rounds. So starting from round 4, you don't have any more Burma bans. You can play the same characters you played the first 3.
So then this is a mistake then. Is this a mistake then? Because we still have banned characters at the top left. We still have perma bans in the top left, and this is round 4.
Yeah. Okay, so Mercenary is getting picked right here. He's not going to be perma banned. It's only first 3 rounds that we have the perma bans.
You're saying that I thought you meant that all the previously banned characters are now no longer permanent. You're saying that whatever you pick now is not going to get permanent.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. All right, we're following. So they could still pick Fire Investigator, Mercenary, Embalmer, and whatever this last survivor is next round if they really want to. Okay, that's a little bit sad. I was kind of excited to see like Dr. Lawyer, Thief, Dr.
Yeah,
Lawyer, Thief, Gardener.
I'm sure you want to see the thief on this map specifically.
Yeah, too bad. I don't think we're gonna see Thief. I mean, here's the thing: no one ever expects the Thief. No one's ever gonna ban Thief. No, Perfumer. It's so funny how I'm happier to see Thief than Perfumer nowadays, especially on the Red Church. Right, Perfumer really fell out of the meta in the most recent years, mostly because not because Perfumer ever got nerfed, but because they kept dropping hunters that have stacks of abilities, and Perfumer is gonna only be able to perfume one of those abilities and then be on cooldown. So it gets really awkward. We'll see here though.
Yeah, and we see the priestess being banned now after we've seen how good she was on Chinatown. She's still good on this map. Red Church is a really good map for priestess, especially when she drops the paladin middle and she creates that portal. Really good, strong for her teammates. Strong support for her teammates. We see also Seer ban forward. This hunter doesn't want to deal with the harass. He bans forward on Prospector, and in return we don't see any harassers now, but we see a Fire Investigator maybe really good for supporting his teammates. We also see Embalmer on this map. Sikey, what do you think of Embalmer or Red Church?
Embalmer, interesting pick. I wonder what hunter would be bad against Embalmer that they want to pick Embalmer. Here's the thing: there's no permaban, so it's not like they're gonna waste it for a better map. But I don't necessarily agree with Embalmer because, as you guys know, Embalmer on this map is a very flat map. It's not the world's biggest map. This might be the game's smallest map. I'm not sure. It might be smaller than Arms Factory. Hard to say. But it is quite a small map. It makes Embalmer get a lot less value. What hunter could it be where Embalmer would still be good here? Maybe Clerk? Clerk, I guess?
Bonbon?
Maybe Bonbon. Yeah, maybe Bonbon would still also be banned. Gamekeeper. Gamekeeper has decent mobility with full presence, but it's only with full presence. So if they use the coffin early, it would still be annoying. That being said, he can still hook 2 times, and that does make him go quite a bit faster. Man, I love that I see Gamekeeper now. His Gamekeeper's actually a really solid hunter, but we'll see if he actually locks it in. He's still thinking.
I think he locked it in. He's picking his...
No. He's got dots. He's got dots. He's got dot.
He's locking his persona.
No. You lock persona after you pick. Right now, the survivors were picking their persona. The survivors pick, then they lock their persona. They choose who plays what. He's thinking. He's thinking. Hold up. After this, I'm going to show you. You're going to see. Wait, selecting talent. Oh, selecting talent. Oh, yeah, you could have told me just a selecting talent already. Talent's locked, bro. So did it like check mark Gamekeeper?
He locked the Gamekeeper and he was locking his persona. That's
I didn't even know this, brother. You're like, oh, it's like he says selecting talent is not going on. I'm just gonna stick quiet. You could have told me it's going on at the top. It says right there.
My bad.
Okay, never mind. You're all right. Also, are we gonna see no more Lucky Guy from either side? Rest in peace, Lucky Guy. Or was Lucky Guy last pick? Lucky Guy was last pick.
He was last pick.
Okay, so we could still see Lucky Guy again. Unfortunate, because Lucky Guy could also pull flashlights, but I'm going to stop talking about that, guys. We're going to have a typical spawn here. This is what you usually want to do. You want someone on the left side of the map so that the person in the middle is not going to easily get pushed out of church. But now if the hunter spawns to the right side, well, then Perfumer has a really good window to go into Shack and past Shack and into Backgate. You also want Mercenary in mid-broken so you can get rid of the dangerous Cypher machines. Now, honestly... Knight, he might actually go after the Mercenary here. It's possible. It's possible. If you're not a good Mercenary player, you could definitely get hooked double padding away.
Yeah, but we'll keep in mind, this is a tournament. This is no rank, so
No. It's still possible. It's still possible. It's still possible.
I think Gamekeeper is really strong on this map if you're not careful, because there are so many windows that he can hook you through, and you will not realize how he can do that. But most of these windows are on the right side of the map. There's not a single survivor on that side. So if he wants to do that, he will have to chase after Fire Investigator, force him to Graveyard. And Graveyard is a really strong kind of area for survivors to start with. So maybe he will chase after Mercenary, like you said. We'll see that.
That's what I was thinking. But like, here's the thing. Like, if you go after Fire Investigator, he could opt to not even use the pal, just set up a ball, save the pal, use it for a boost even, come back to Graveyard. I mean, there's a lot of things Fire Investigator can do. Mercenary's on a really bad side of the map. That's why I was thinking that. Like, he is on a... Whoa, rocking the crimson red. What an OG.
Wow.
But anyway. Okay, he is going to go. He is going to go after the Fire Skater. Break the wall for BM. And let's see. He has Quenching Thirst. That's pretty interesting, but it's to run some other traits along as well. I hope the stream's on a delay, right? I hope the stream's on a delay, hopefully.
I think so.
Go ahead.
He has Patroller Psyche. Do you see that?
Oh, he does. It's up in 5 seconds. It's already almost up. He does find the Mercenary, ironically enough. Okay, I don't think he intended to chase the Mercenary. It looks like he just... Man, he's going to be off to a really solid start. He just needs to hook. No, he doesn't get it. Oh, shoot.
That is insane.
So
he missed that because if only... Okay, that was insane. He missed that by a millisecond. If that was anyone else, if that was me, I would get hooked through the pallet.
That was really close. Or if he just let go of his hook and then used it around the corner, because using the hook does slow you down by 10%. I think. Just like Archer, it does slow you down by some amount. Like right now, he's holding his hook out. He's actually getting slower. He's going slower because what a prediction. What a nasty prediction there. On the Mercenary, does end up getting the hit there. Oh my goodness, and here comes the Patroller. Here he comes.
He uses elbow bat to get away.
Even if he does, where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? Big Rock Paladin, and then hope he doesn't get bitten at that point? Maybe. I mean, even if he uses elbow pad now, it's kind of a waste. He still does it. He's getting hit here. Unless he has Flywheel, which I doubt he has, which he doesn't. He's going to go down here.
But like you look at the ciphers on the left.
Yeah, it's still a really good cipher. Here's the thing. They don't have any Tide Turner, though. Oh, my goodness. Unless you count the coffin. He did actually get his face somehow. Oh, and
that is insane.
What are these chairs? What are these chairs? There's no chair here. Wait, there is. Why did it not light up? Why did the chair not
highlight for spectators?
Okay, well, the other ones were highlighted anyway. Yeah, look at that coffin. He doesn't have trump card up yet. I mean, it's up, but it's not like he would want to switch here. He's on cooldown of his tray.
Sikey, I think that Mercenary was there. He got found because Mercenary was going for the Embomber to get his face, and then by the time he was there next to the Embomber, he was found by the Gamekeeper, and that was unlucky. But look at this gameplay by them; it was really impressive. They get a 3 cipher done, and only Mercenary is injured. This Gamekeeper has only first presence.
Yeah, this is really good. That being... Oh, wow, what a good Flywheel. Even avoided the charge attack. They're not getting baited by the early swing, and instead waited for the charge attack. Still going to take a hit here, though, but it did definitely waste a lot of time, that Flywheel. That being said, like you were saying, now we're in the area with the windows. These barred windows do count as being able to get hooked through, believe it or not. So we'll see if we can get some sneaky shenanigans here. Maybe right now. Maybe right there.
He's trying to... Okay. He switched to blinks. Wow.
Just going to blink there. I don't know, because now he doesn't have an endgame here. What is he going to do? He's going to blink again endgame. It's 150-second cooldown. If he stops this cipher, then that is 100% worth it at that point, because maybe not, because then when they rescue, they just runs away. And Mercenary can rescue a Tide as well, yeah. I don't know, it's going to be tough. Wow, he got a syringe. What a lucky guy. He actually got a syringe. Wow, Perfumer does get hit there. Lucky. Not going to Perfume.
But what's unlucky is that he has wanted order. Unfortunately, the Perfumer decided to stay on that cipher. She needed to leave for the Mercenary to get the rescue. I think...
Honestly, she could have survived there with Perfume. I don't think she needs to leave with the walls there. Made it look like she needed to now. Go ahead, Nate.
Okay, it seems like
You're saying that she could go after him. He could go after her now. Are you saying?
Yeah, he can switch targets, but is that good for the Hunter? Because they can start a new cipher. They can forget about this one and just start a new one.
Well, not necessarily, because they don't have the Tide Turner. They only have one person who can do one rescue right now, unless they heal up again, which is going to take time away from decoding. They can't really start a new cipher machine. If they start new cipher machines, then Perfumer is going to go down and... Oh my goodness. Wow, he actually could have gotten hooked over the benches there. I'm not sure if the Hunter knew, or he just didn't want to go for it. But it does end up not going to be careful. Hold up, but now they're going to be able to pop that cipher. In fact, they're working on it right now, and I hope they popped it before. Yes, they popped it so that he can't just chair on top of it and like, well, it's not like he can switch to normal. You want to save the further cipher machine to be popped last. Yeah, go ahead. That was
a misplay from the Hunter. Leaving the chair, leaving that cipher that high Progress Cypher to go after Mercenary. Yes, you got the Mercenary down. That's his second chair, but you also leave the Cypher and you allow them to get a free rescue because the Bomber was half health, so he was not gonna.
Oh
And
my
a
god. Did
chair
he
hit.
hit the chair? He hit the chair. My goodness. So as if things weren't bad enough, Nadi don't even need to pop before he actually gets the rescue off. There we go. Gonna get hit there. A little bit of a waste of a pallet vault because now that's like used up some of his time running away with the boost. But let's see. I mean, because of that, the Gamekeeper might be able to hook him still here because he didn't really go to a very good area still. In fact, he's in front of the gate, so he needs to go for the other gate. He's actually gonna go down here, but he's stuck with Blink, guys.
He's stuck
So
with
he's
Blink,
not
as
playing.
you said. He switched from Patroller to Blink, so now even if he gets the Mercenary quickly, he's not going to be able to make it to the gate before the Survivors do. And as we see right now, Survivors are already at the gate, so it's a 3-man for GG Survivors. Maybe this is their comeback that we were talking about.
That's insane. Back-to-back 3-man escapes for GG right there. They were behind, and now if their 100 can capitalize on this even further, they could not only get back from behind, but actually come out ahead. Depending on what happens here, like a 3-man, would that put them ahead? I think it would just tie them up. I'm not sure. I need to do the math. Hold up, Knight. We got to do the math here. Oh, shoot. I don't remember what happened. There's so many matches. I'm not entirely sure.
If they win, if their hunter gets a win here, maybe it's gonna be a tie for between both teams, and then round 5 is gonna be tied.
I think it might be because every time someone gets a 3-man escape, that's really only a 2-point difference because 1 point goes to the Survivor side, or like vice versa if the hunter side was the one that got 3 escaped. Or no. Well, you know what I mean. 1 point goes to whoever did the did the kill or did the 1 escape. You know, 1 person escaped, it goes to the Survivor side. If 1 person got killed and the other 3 escaped, and 1 point goes to the hunter. Man, this is gonna be really interesting now because now the hunter has to match that. So even if Sug's hunter matches that, or sorry, not Sug's hunter. Sug's hunter just played. It's gonna be GG's hunter. Even if Sug's survivors match the survivor side of the opponent, they're not going to gain any points here. It's just going to tie it up, which is fine. They are still up by quite a bit. But I mean, they're not going to really gain any ground here, unfortunately. No matter what SUG does here, they're not going to gain ground unless they get a 4-man. 4-man escape, which is extremely hard to do. I mean, I guess we'll have to see.
I think that so the hunter needs to get a 4K now, right?
Does the hunter need to get a 4K now? I thought it's going to go to round 5 regardless here. Is it going to go to round 5 regardless, or does the outcome here really matter?
Because I'm just scared because remember the Arms Factory match where the Violinist was able to get a 4K? So I think they need to match that again. They need to get a 4K. I'm not sure. Can we get a confirmation from staff here?
Yo, staff, do you know what the point scoring is right now? We could figure out this round what they need. We just knew the last few points. Hold up, someone is typing.
Yeah.
2-0 in rounds, and this is round 4. But now it should be based off of points, is it not? So at this point, winning in rounds does not count. It should be based off of points at this point. Is it still based off of rounds, even in round 4? I don't think so.
Yeah, because I see.
Yeah, is it on points instead of rounds?
They still go for round 5.
Yeah, it matters. It matters in terms of you're reading the Colbus rules right now. Isn't it? Yes, it is rounds then points, but it depends on the first. In best of 5, it's based off the first 3 rounds. If they did not win in rounds, so now it's based off of points. Or no one won in rounds, I should say. They need to do some math. Isn't that what I said?
Calculate the points. We need to calculate the points.
Yeah. So while we get that sorted out, we are going to have... Oh, here we go. In best of 5 matches, a match ends if a team wins in the first 3 rounds. There we go. Wins in 3 rounds and draws 1 round. Oh, wins 3 rounds or draws 1 round. Okay, so if they draw this round... If SUG... Yeah, so if SUG matches the well, wait a second, because it was the survivors. So as long as the survivors get 3 men out here, they actually would still win the whole thing. They would win the finals here, I believe.
I think that the hunter needs at least a 3K. I'm not sure because it's gonna come to 2 points at this point. But regardless of that, let's let the staff just figure this out. I just want to talk about this match, the gamekeeper. Psyche, what do you think of the gamekeeper with Patroller?
I think it's a little bit slow. I like the patroller idea, but patroller is so slow. It just takes time to walk around. If he's gonna go after exactly mercenary, it was a good idea because mercenary elbow pads are kind of sad. Like where are you gonna go? You can elbow pad to a pallet, drop a pallet, cancel a bite, but gamekeeper's probably not gonna be far behind, and you can't really go to another pallet in time. At least not in that area, not in that specific area. It would have been really awkward because he can really walk around any pallet you drop to get a patroller bite. So against exactly mercenary, I think it's a cool idea. Against any other survivors, I feel like Blink would have done the exact same thing. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I mean, patroller is especially bad in places like graveyard because you got to clean up the pallets first, or that god pallet as well, or the back gate pallets. That one can also be really, really good to avoid patroller with it. It's definitely not my choice for trade, especially not for gamekeeper. But it could work against mercenary. It did work against mercenary. It was a little bit late. Went around. I like the idea that the hunter had though, like not immediately chasing someone, and instead they spent some time setting up a trap because survivors are probably rotating. They're probably going to try to rotate him. So no one had eyes on him, and the mercenary actually ended up rotating into him, not expecting the gamekeeper's routes. So that was really interesting. That was a really good start, a very interesting start. That being said, they still ended up popping 2 ciphers with a third one not far behind. So
yeah, and I think he picked the patroller just for the surprise back factor, and because patroller has a really short cooldown. Like we've seen that patroller was online the second he was like once he found his first chase, he already had his trade up, so that was really good. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to use it early. He only used it after he got the first hit. So that was not ideal for the hunter, and also it was the mercenary. Mercenary was he's a really strong survivor who spends a lot of time on chairs, so you don't want to chase mercenary first. But it was really surprising for all of us when we saw the bomber just using his coffin on the mercenary on the other side of the map, which was insane because now hunter has no trait, no full presence to make it to that side, which forced the hunter to switch to a new target.
It did work out perfectly. It's kind of hard to get people's faces early on in the game as Embalmer, but there you go. He got it. He's got his face, probably at Shack someplace like that, and ended up getting a really good coffin. So it all worked out in the end for that mercenary. Ended up losing the target and even being able to take advantage of his tide turn. Still, really good value out of that coffin.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? I forgot where I was going with this. Anyway, I think we have some confirmation on points. Our staff, thank you, staff. For figuring it out. Basically, GG needs to draw to go to round 5 right now. If they don't draw to go to round 5, is what I'm being told, then they actually, I guess if they get better than a draw, then they would also move on. But if they get worse than a draw, they're not going to move on, and SUG is actually going to take this home. And GG needs a 2K because last half SUG got a 1K. So we'll see here.
I'm really excited. I cannot predict who's gonna win between these two teams. It is really. It was looking at the start that SUG was gonna win, but then we see GG coming back and bringing the match in their favor. And Sikey, do you agree with me?
Hello, I'm listening. Yeah, agree about what?
That it could be in anyone's match right
Oh
now.
yeah, it could be in anyone's game still. I mean, honestly, okay, hold up. I'm not sure if the staff mean draw as in they need to match with a 3 escape or like 3 kill, or they mean draw as in like literally 2 people kill 2 people.
No, they need a 2K.
2K.
So
Okay,
GG's
so
needs
you need 2K.
to get a 2K.
Okay, but yeah, this could still be anyone's game. I mean, tie, yeah, tie is very doable. It's really anyone's game still. You basically need a good kite at this point to not get tied here. So that could be a good thing. A little bit of harassment could go a long way as well. And I believe Archer's still on the table. So Archer's still on the table. I wonder if the Hunter will actually ban Archer this time. So there's no funny business where if someone dies quickly, there's not going to be like an Archer there to save them and rebound them. Would be really interesting to see if there would be more Archer gameplay. But I have a feeling Hunter might ban any harassers here just to guarantee that there's not going to be any funny business going around.
Mm-hmm. Like we've seen for the Hunters just banned forward and prospectors just to avoid these harassers. But I think if the Hunter just needs to tie, the Hunter can just go for play Ann or Bonbon or any tie Hunter and not worry about it. But I think it's better to get more than a tie here, just to go to round 5 and having some more points for your team.
Exactly. That would be also very good to have. But like you said, Ann could work. Bonbon could work. They are going to ban Bonbon here, but Ann could still work. Ann is actually not that easy to play. Are they going to ban Bonbon? We're waiting here. Yeah, they are going to ban Bonbon. Ann could still be difficult to play. I've seen, Ann starting out, you jump into walls a lot. It's actually not that easy turning the camera as it may seem. But it could be still a good pick just for getting a tie. We could see some winning characters. They already picked Peddler, Fool's Gold, and Wax Artist. I mean, really, Opera Singer's still on the table. We still got the main 4 Hunters, except Shadow. Okay, so main 3 Hunters are still on the table. And we still could see it. I mean, I don't know. With I'm not going to lie, Opera Singer, you kind of need good ping. So if you are in the yellow region, Opera Singer is probably not going to be a good choice here.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's going to be tough here. Ripper, maybe? Ripper goes wrong? No.
I don't think Ripper against Sierra is going to be a good idea.
I mean, you could just do a chip hit. Just do a chip foggy and get rid of the owl that way. You don't have to do a big foggy anymore.
But also, they have a mech. Sephiroth is going to be so insane, and Ripper has no map pressure, so I don't think Ripper may be the right Hunter to be played here.
I mean, if he finds the robot or if he finds the mechanic, it could be fine. We'll have to see here. At the end of the day, if they just find mechanic, that's also another way to tie the match, because mechanic, unless she saves the bot to body block, which I see a lot of people drop the body block, the bot early, and it kind of just surrenders to tie, because there's just almost no chance of kiting out unless you get like a multiple pals. Since if it's Opera Singer, that is maybe a different Hunter you could outplay or use Broken Windows or a Lucky Fly, which I don't think a Lucky Flywheel will save your whole kite. Broken Windows is more into that field, but thing is, Flywheel could help rebound you off the chair if you didn't already use it.
And I'm trying to look at my book right now to see what Hunters could be viable during this, other than
he's looking in his book, guys. I'm currently flipping the pages. Oh, that's a good one. So which one did you decide on?
I definitely Gamekeeper could be solid here. Like you mentioned earlier, Soul Weaver is also nice. She's not bad at all. Geisha's really good on this map. The small Geisha's really good on this map because the small walls, she can dash through them very easily. So if this Hunter has a Geisha, maybe Geisha's really good. Geisha's really good.
Also, she is good.
And the better Hunter would be Bloody Queen. I guess it's team comp. Queen really counters this team comp.
Oh yeah, Blood Queen would be really good here. Maybe could even get a win here with Blood Queen, but I mean, it depends if they even play Blood Queen. She's a pretty popular Hunter, so maybe they have Blood Queen available. They gotta pick their Hunter now. Not their talent, guys. Their Hunter. This time they're Hunter. Oh my goodness! Actually, going to see Blood Queen. They did select Blood Queen.
Out. Wow.
This is going to be a very good read from the Hunter here because Coordinator is awful. Postman is awful. Seer could protect one person with an owl, automatically forcing 3 mirrors out or 2 mirrors and a blink, assuming that the owl is well used. Mechanic here. Listen, I'm not going to say Mechanic is like the best kind of Blood Queen, but she's actually not terrible. Their build name is Opera Singer, even though they're playing Blood Queen. But anyway, it's actually not that bad here to play Mechanic against Blood Queen if you save the robot to kite. I have a feeling the Mechanic will save the robot at the beginning here, just to see if the Hunter chases her. If not, then it's safe to drop the robot. But we'll see here. Gonna carry Flywheel and Broken Windows on Mechanic. Everyone here is carrying Flywheel except the Coordinator, which is a little bit concerning because Coordinator is a very good chase target as Blood Queen right here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she goes after the coordinator. This is the one clear rescuer on the team, and flare gun doesn't do that much.
Like you have to keep in mind that if the hunter decides to go after coordinator, that's the slowest decoder on the team. They have Seer, Mech, and what's his name? Postman. They're all good fast decoders. And with the bot out, that's 4 ciphers being worked on. So we'll see. Maybe she'll decide to go after Seer instead of the coordinator.
No, that would be a good idea. I mean, I would say either mechanic or postman here, but going for Seer is just as good or just as bad, depending on the way you see it, as coordinator here. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I was saying coordinator just because her chair resistance is only 10%. It's not a big deal. It is very easy to chase after coordinator, but like you do make a good point that you could just go after like the mechanic here. I'm just saying that the mechanic can body block 2 times with the mirror, so she actually may not be a good target in general. And at the end of the day, 4 ciphers is not 5 ciphers, so you can still kill the coordinator before the last cipher pops. I'm guessing you mean it would be difficult for the endgame to get anything more than a tie.
Yeah.
Which in that case, yeah, I see what you're saying here. Maybe like a mirror on a robot at some point in this game. We'll see. I mean, maybe. I guess.
And a good
Who
chair.
knows?
It depends on.
And a good chair. Yeah, maybe turning on a cipher, mirror on another one. That is like the one way Balkan could win. But yeah, killing that robot's going to be key here. But we'll see here, guys. Going into the second half of round 4. We got to wait 1 second here so our teammate can load in. We do have one survivor who needs to load in here.
Yeah,
I believe that's what's going on.
Still.
So yeah, postman always starts with a deco letter. Seer obviously starts as owl. Coordinator looks like, I mean, hard to say where the bullet pin's going to go right now. And she could really go in 3 directions right now.
I think she wants to go after mech, but unfortunately the spawn allows the mech to rotate, and it's going to be so difficult for the hunter to go and chase after mech. So maybe she will go after Seer.
It could be the case. Seer's fine. Mechanic is far out the way, so yeah, I can see what you're saying there. Coordinator's already looking like she's running away. There's also no cipher at reception, it looks like, so. Or maybe there is, but maybe it's like out of view barely.
Yeah, there's a cipher in reception.
There is a cipher there? Okay, well, 1, 2. I see 4 ciphers on the screen. There's a 5th at graveyard. There has to be a 6 in the back gate. Maybe
back gate.
2 back gate. Is there 2 back gate, or is there a reception in this game? There might be a reception. You might be right. I think there might be reception. Yo.
They have 3 ciphers at the 3 breakable sites and 1 in middle, 1 back gate, no cipher shack, 1 cipher graveyard, 1 cipher at red carpet.
We'll see. I don't memorize the cipher layout, so to me it seems just as likely that there's 2 back gate as there could be 1 reception, 1 back gate. Hold up, we're gonna see here. And there is a reception cipher. Yeah, you're right. And coordinator's going to it. The mechanic is staying on her cipher. Did she drop the bot? She did not. So she can still use this bot to save her life. Postman is rotating a little bit, unfortunately. He has interesting bot. Dropped it already? Oh, it's because she's not getting chased, is she? Or did she mean to go after Postman? Honestly, hard to tell what was going on there.
I think
my ping has been bad.
I think the Blade Queen predicted the mechanic to go to breakable, but instead she went around to the window. So that ended up being not a very successful mirror there.
Yeah, definitely not. It definitely looks more like what you're saying there. It seems like she expected something else on the route. Postman here is going to give coordinator a deco boost here. Going to miss the mirror, unfortunately. Ace getting spectated right now. She could still get the hit with this mirror usage, but not because of the Seer Owl. And she has fast recovery, but it really doesn't matter. She basically has to wait for her next mirror at this point. Going to use the pallet here. Faster drop speed on the mechanic. And fast pallet breaking on the Blood Queen. Interesting. She also has confined space, I believe.
Yes, confined space.
Oh my god. I mean, that's a key hit. That's a really important hit right there. Broken Widows, I don't think, has even gotten any value yet so far this game. And a really unfortunate mirror there. Unfortunate because she didn't end up getting hit. Yeah, she does have Blink, but can she survive? She actually flywheels it, followed by Broken Windows boost, so she actually survives. Man, what a combo. Flywheel with a boost, so that you can survive after the swing in an open area. My goodness. But the thing is, how is she going to survive late game here? This is still looking like it might be a tie. We basically, I would have used that Paladin, but besides that, that was a really good kite there because we still got 3 ciphers done. And I don't know about that. I got scared that she might get hit inside an attack there because I don't think she was going to shoot there. She did not in the end.
Yeah,
This
but
is really
yeah,
awkward though, Night. Ooh.
Meg did an amazing guide. She did a 3-cipher guide. She kited a mirror and a blink in the same time. That was really impressive by the Meg. And also more impressive that she still has the bot out kiting and not injured at all. Wait, she's kiting far away from the bot. Actually, she's in graveyard, and we see the coordinator using her gun there to allow the Meg for.
Is the bot ever going to get a calibration? It's still decoding, or is she checking it? Oh, she's checking it. She's checking the bot. The bot is decoding like crazy right now. She's decoding mid-kite. She needs to check that bot again before she gets picked up. There we go. She did check it. And now hopefully won't get a calibration here. It's not. Unfortunately, though, the coordinator is on the wrong side of the map here. The good news is Mechanic can finish someone's cipher. But they don't have a gun. They don't have that gun. They use the gun. So now there's no way for Mechanic to like survive here necessarily if she gets farmed.
And the mirror is on cooldown, so she cannot kill the bot. Unfortunately, bot was able to finish that cipher, and now that cipher is primed. She goes down, but she doesn't have borrowed time.
Well, they may as well pop it. They don't have any way to save her. You know, actually, maybe popping was a mistake there. Maybe they should have waited a little bit to let the survivors run away. Thankfully, he has flywheel, but it still costs him a flywheel. Maybe waiting there would have been a little bit better just so she can't get a free mirror off. Yeah, and she can switch with this mirror. Is she going to stop it, though? I don't know if she can stop this.
I think the gate is going to be open.
And the gate is open. Mirror is still now up, and she's going to end up only getting one person out. No trump card here for this Blood Queen. Confined space ended up taking it out for the survivors. Just getting 3 men right there. No trump card to save her. Did she even have trade up? I think she had trade up, right?
Yeah, she just had confined space, no trump card for endgame. That was really unfortunate for the Hunter. I think the Hunter had a chance there because they downed the Mechanic who didn't have borrowed time, but unfortunately she couldn't down the Seer because he has flywheel. That was really unfortunate. And with that, we see the SUG's team, SUG winning this matchup. Congratulations to SUG and hard luck to GG.
That was an intense 4 rounds of matches. We actually saw GG have a comeback there at the second half of this third and fourth round, or second half of this matchup, as in third and fourth round. And it got really close there. There was potential there. Maybe with a different build right there, could have had it right there. Could have had the tie, and this would be going into round 5. But unfortunately for SUG, they did not, unfortunately, move on. And GG, sorry, SUG moves on. They win. There's no moving on. They win, and GG did not. But they still provided a really cool performance there, and a really enticing gameplay there with the last few rounds. That was really fun to watch.
Sikey, I was really excited to watch this matchup, and I hope you had fun also commentating with me today.
I did. It's been a while. Wait, Blood Queen? Oh man, Blood Queen has an SS tier skin. Sorry, something is going on in the Snapchat. I've never seen this the portrait of it before. It looks almost like a Hearthstone character almost. Brother,
it's a moving portrait as well. That's just
it moves as well. That's cool.
Yeah, you can check it in the game right now.
I can actually find it in the game. I've never seen this before. I knew it exists. I've seen it. I've gone against it, but I've never actually like looked at it in game. I don't even know how you get the skin, but whatever.
It's the Benro skin.
I don't even know how you get it.
You have to
anyway, guys.
I think you have to pay $500 or something.
Yeah, usually SS tier. Usually SS tiers, you gotta pay a reduced amount of money, like the Perfumer one, and I think a Seer one as well exists. Or no, Priestess, I think.
Yeah, Priestess.
Is it on the like the rip-off logic path? I call it the rip-off logic path. Is it on the rip-off logic path?
The Penrose, Penrose.
Yeah, oh, Penrose, yeah, the rip-off logic path, yeah. Unfortunately, not.
Yes. But yeah, guys, we come to the end of this tournament, Flower Field, and congratulations again to SUG for winning it all. That was an amazing performance from both teams. Sikey.
Indeed. Yeah.
Take the mic. Take the mic, please.
Indeed, guys. I've only been here for the finals, but it was an enticing finals nonetheless. It's always fun seeing the best of 5, man. There's always so much cool stuff that comes out. Whether or not you play meta or not, you're gonna see non-meta stuff at some point in these rounds. But yeah, guys, really good show. Fun to see Nightmare as well. We're seeing that Japan influence come in on NAU, and that means people do check out what's going on in the rest of the world, which is hope for NAU, right? People out here saying that no one watches esports or anything like that, but we have people who do out here, and they do care for the esports scene. So thank you guys for coming here, supporting the stream, watching, playing, because all you guys are the lifeblood of the esports scene, even in these small tournaments, which is not even that small a tournament, honestly. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys also enjoyed as well. This is a great match to watch, great match to commentate. Thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate it. And thank you, players, for playing as well and showing your love for the esports in 1985.
Yeah, and with that, Flowerfield Season 3 is finally over. We've come to an end here. As like you said, thank you to all the teams who signed up and all the teams that participated in that tournament and made it happen. We appreciate you all, and I hope to see you again in Flowerfield Season 4.
Indeed, guys. With that being said, do we sign off here?
Yeah. This has
With
been
that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Sikey, and I'm out. Oh, shoot.
We're out.
Take care, guys.